Today, we're going over what is the best strategy to buy rental properties in 2026. Right now, things are changing, high interest rates, high prices, and everything else. And so I decided to bring on Mr. One Rental at a Time, Michael Zuber, my co-host, Brian Davila, who's not just the bald guy, according to everyone in the comments, but an actual real estate investor. And then I'll share with you guys my strategy this year. What's up, boys?
What up? Appreciate the opportunity. Should be fun.
Okay, so real rapid fire before we get into best strategies in 26. What's your background with rental properties?
I started buying rental properties in 2001, sold all my houses in 2006, 1031 into apartment buildings, went from 8 to 80, grew the portfolio from 80 to 180, and retired in 2018.
Okay, so you ended up doing this all while working a corporate job.
Correct.
So you accumulated 180 rentals
While working.
with a W-2.
Correct.
That's a lot of people's goal, aspiring goal. But very different time
Oh, no, there's no question.
than today.
No question.
Would your strategy work today?
I think it would. Well, again, the beauty of this conversation is I started in 2001.
Yeah.
And I saw your and Brian's conversation from over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think Brian was missing is that real estate's cyclical.
Yeah.
So I lived through 21 and 22 before. It was called 05 and 06.
Yep.
Where everybody won. Nobody lost money. You could be crappy at your job and still make money.
Yeah.
We're just in a different season. And it doesn't feel good. Lots of people leave the business. One of your quotes was there was 80,000 wholesalers. Now there's 10,000. My answer is good, right? There's 50% less real estate agents. Good. There's 60% less mortgage brokers. Good. That means if you're an operator, if you're focused on doing the work, you can write disrespectful offers and get them.
Yeah. Get them accepted.
It is a market that I'm a lot happier about. 26 is better than 25.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. And I would agree with another thing you said. Brian missed a few things. People in the comments let us know. He did miss quite a bit.
No.
So Brian,
Yeah.
tell me about your background, dude.
Okay. So I own about 30 rental properties. I started buying 30 doors, like 20 something properties. I started buying in like 2016. Bought a single family house. I own a couple Airbnbs and then a couple small apartment units, 2 to 3 units, not like big apartments. But my stance is a lot of people are selling the dream. A lot of people want to act like it's so easy to buy rentals and all this crap. But unless you make extremely high income, buying rentals doesn't make sense. It's all fake news. They're all trying to sell you a course. They're all co-living this, Airbnb that. All this crap is just people trying to sell you stuff. That's my stance.
You just bought a bunch of Section 8s last year.
I bought a bunch of Section 8s and they didn't pan out, and it's his fault because he told me I was going to get rich and live off of passive income. Zuber owes me money. But no, that's seriously my stance, that I think that unless you make, my company produces over 7 figures a year flipping and wholesaling, cash collected, not contract value, not we're on track or we're on pace to. Like, if you make that much income, then you should buy rentals for tax purposes. But to think that you're going to buy rentals and live off of them like Zuber does, it's fake news. It doesn't exist. Everyone that does that was in the early 2000s after the crash.
Like 2001?
Like 2001.
Yep. Okay.
When you could get a loan and then everything went down to $50,000. Try to do that in Las Vegas today.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
All right, we're gonna
stance.
find out. So, okay, my reality's in between.
Yeah.
Okay, both of these realities. I started in 2010 as a realtor and didn't buy any rentals or anything. 2015, I buy my first house flip, and everybody back then was talking about rentals. They're like 2% rule, bigger pockets, all this stuff, and I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with this? Okay. I'm like broke. $300, $200 a month ain't going to change my life. I need money. So I start flipping, making $20K, $30K, get wealthy doing that. Along the way, I started buying rentals just because. I started buying out-of-state deals like you just did. I bought literally like 5 properties in 5 different states in 5 months. Like literally, I was like, oh, there's a duplex in Pennsylvania for $12,000.
Yeah.
2,400 square feet, $12,000.
Wow.
I'm like, how do you lose? Well, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So I did.
Yeah.
Right. And it was $1,200 a month and I paid $12,000. I'm like, I will make my money back year 1.
Yeah.
You don't.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I bought a duplex in Saginaw, Michigan. Then I bought a house seller finance in Arkansas. Then I bought a bunch of other crap, right?
Yeah.
None of those panned out. Sold them all. Didn't make any money.
Yeah.
Then I started buying Airbnbs in Big Bear, California, 2017, way before Airbnb's big. Those crushed. Those actually cash flowed like crazy. I could see how you could live off of the income from Airbnbs when I was doing it then. Like, they were crushing. And they appreciated and doubled and tripled in value. They were awesome.
Yeah.
Today, I only own maybe like 2 more of them. I bought 10 of them in the span of a couple of years and sold most of them. I bought my first apartment complex in 2018, a 10-unit here in Vegas. That was also a great rental unit deal. I did it seller finance, one of my most famous videos here on this channel. I'll link to it down below. Literally got it for $15,000 out of pocket, a 10-unit here in Vegas, 0% interest for like 3 years, and it was just this crazy deal.
Yeah.
Got it for $300,000, ended up selling it maybe 4 years later for 1.2.
Yeah.
Then I started a fund, and we bought hundreds of apartment units all across the country. That was mixed results. Still own some of them today. Then I bought single families, just cherry pick along the way. So, you know, I've done a lot in rentals over the years, just pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd live off any of them.
Yeah. With all that said, how much do you think you netted in cash flow?
Not much at all. I would say the Airbnbs for sure. Everything else beyond Airbnbs, not much at all. But the appreciation.
What is not much at all? So the people understand.
Like, not much at all, like zero.
Like $0. Okay.
Well, because you got to take the wins with the losses.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, some did do really good, but then when the others that don't do good, they tear it down. Exactly. You know, it's like, on paper, I'm gonna make $200 a month, $300 a month, and then boom, you have a $10,000 roof. Your cash flow is gone for 5 years.
Yep. Then it's vacant, and then all types of crap. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if I was to really look at the P&Ls, I would say it was literally like a break even on most of them.
Yep.
The Airbnbs did make money. You know, we actually just went full cycle on one of our first apartment buildings. We had it for 3 years. It cash flowed every, time. But here's the thing, even with that, I really didn't make money because I was the GP on it. And so the investors made like 80%. We made 20%. So it really wasn't like, in my pocket, if you're asking me, in my pocket, not much.
Yeah.
And great for our investors, you know?
Yeah. And I like, I'm not saying this because I want it to be true.
You're a salty Section 8
I'm
investor.
a salty Section 8 landlord, but the point is, his story, my story, is the 99%. Zuber here bought rentals a long time ago, which is good. You were supposed to do that. That was the play then. But in 2026, we'll see if that's the play.
Well, so there's a couple of things. I don't know if you guys realize this in your story that's different than mine. First and foremost, you guys were, in my opinion, chasing momentum, right? You were chasing hot trends.
Yeah.
Right? You were buying five properties in 5 states in 5 months.
Yeah.
That's not how you do this game.
Yeah.
Right? You have to get a buy box. You have to look every day. You have to understand what an average deal is. Only create good or great deals. This takes work, guys.
I did that.
It's for the grinders.
I'm sorry, Bubba. I did that.
So what'd you do?
I looked for properties every single day on the MLS with wholesalers and direct to seller marketing.
So talk numbers. How many offers did you write before you got a deal?
Bro, hundreds. I'm a full-time real estate investor.
Okay.
So like literally, I do, just so the listeners that don't know, we do like 40 to 50 deals a year. I'm looking at deals every day. That's just all I do for a living. Like
I would agree with Brian. I don't think looking at deals is his problem compared to like most people who get started. They don't look for deals at all. They're like, oh, I can't find a deal. It's like, no, he's getting deals. He looks at sellers and deals and offers 24/7.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
It's just the numbers don't make sense.
So when you say the numbers don't make sense, what does that mean?
Like the amount of capital that you're risking to make $200 to $400 a month. The amount of time it takes to buy a house, look for a house, buy a house, rent it out, get it fixed up, all that stuff for $200 to $400. Actually finding a property, which you're experiencing right now. You've been looking for a property for how long?
About a year.
Are you putting enough offers in?
Of course.
Oh, so then why is it taking you a year to do it? Because the numbers don't make sense.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The numbers don't make sense. The return's not there. The amount of capital that people need is just the average person doesn't have the experience to do all that.
So let me ask you this question. When you looked at buying rentals and starting this, when you envisioned it, was it to replace an income? Was it to pay your bills, or was it to build wealth?
It was both. I wanted to buy enough rentals that I live off the cash flow and
Like
build
in year
wealth.
1 or year 2 or year 5?
I would say I thought it was going to take like 5 years. And I'm like 10 years in and I'm still broke. So like, just so you know, with my 30 doors,
Yeah.
at the end of the year, I bet you P&L, it's at $0.
I would
Wow.
bet it. I would bet that too.
I just replaced the roof on a property.
Yeah.
Every time it rains, I'm like, here it
Here we go again.
Seriously, every time it rains, I'm like, here it comes. So I had 3 roofs leak.
Yeah.
One of them had to be completely renovated. One of them we were able to patch. Another one, like the sewer line just collapsed and I had to go.
Where
in
are
there.
these properties?
Joshua Tree, Las Vegas, and San Bernardino.
Oh, okay.
And then you have your Section 8 ones too. Those are
And then I have my
Kansas City.
Section 8 ones, which are like, they're doing absolutely terrible.
And
Like
this is
so
St.
bad
Louis or
in
somewhere?
Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City. Okay.
Kansas City. So
Yeah.
I am the victim.
Yeah.
Victim.
So I'll give my perspective,
Okay.
and I'm curious what Zuber has to say. I mean, I think everyone knows where you're at
Yeah.
with this.
Everyone gets it.
Yeah. I see both sides because I started real estate, like I said, in 2010, which is still in the grand scheme of things, not a long time, 16 years.
It's at least a cycle, though.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say I've met lots of people who have big portfolios like Zuber,
Mhm.
who have legitimate cash flow.
Yep.
And they've had them for decades.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen it.
Yep.
I have not seen really anybody within a decade
Yeah.
have some portfolio that they just massive and live off. Now, have I heard of people who live off 10K a month and whatever? Sure. Bro, if that's your goal to live off 10K a month in rentals and like do it quick, like go make more money doing something else. Like you could have did something way less stressful, much higher returns
Mhm.
with that amount of time and made 20K a month, 30K a month, 40K a month. Like
Mhm.
it's just not a good vehicle for living off of quickly.
Yeah.
That's my take.
No, I would agree with that. And again, even if you look at my story, which has a great ending, the first 10 years was very similar.
Mm.
Right? My properties are in Fresno, California, which is, for some people like Vegas, where it just gets hot in the summer.
Mhm.
And where you were worried about roofs, I was always worried about the fucking $8,000 roof AC. Like, which one's going to go out this time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, I mean, you certainly get that. And that's where it starts. But again, getting wealthy that was my goal. My goal was never to replace my income. I never even thought.
Because you had a good income from corporate.
I did. I made,
How much were you making?
I don't know. My best year was 800.
I mean, dude, that's more than business owners too.
Yeah.
What was like an average year for
I'd
you?
say for the last decade, I averaged 400.
400K a year in corporate America.
Correct. Yeah.
Doing sales.
Sales. Yeah.
Yeah.
Running
Mhm.
teams.
So, I mean, you are obviously making great active income. I mean, 400K a year right now is great. Like, what would that have been back then?
it'd have been probably like 6.
Yeah. So, I mean, you were making really good money to accumulate that portfolio. And here's this is the point I'm getting at too. For the people who just try to build rental portfolio
Mhm.
and they have no active income, they're like, dude, I'm going to like make 10K a month from all these rentals. That is false. That like can't happen without active income.
I think you need active income to make it work no matter what. Again, this is, one rental at a time, or what I talk about. It's not about the income. It's about building wealth. And then eventually that becomes income. But to your point, it takes a decade. I've never said it doesn't.
Yeah.
It takes
I mean,
a
I've
decade.
been in a decade though. I bought my first property in 2016.
Yeah. Zuber's like, hey, your next decade, it's about just keep holding.
So tell me about the first property. How's it?
I mean, it does pretty well. I bought it near Durango High School. I bought it for like $215. It's probably worth like $450. Could be worth more. I don't even know. Rents out for like $1,900. It's probably below market rent. The mortgage is like $1,300. So like that one does well, but it took 10 years to get there.
Well, real estate, again, you can go back hundreds of years. Real estate is not, that was the mistake, in my opinion, of 21 and 22.
Mhm.
All the gurus, all the fast money, all the quick money came out, and people were just chasing crazy income. It was just easy.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Yeah.
Again, you just missed 2005 and 6. That was the same thing. All these funky loans.
Yeah.
I remember going to events like this, and people would say, "Oh, real estate only goes up." That was the big quote in 0506, and it was true for a long time.
Yeah.
And then they do these ARMs and these ninja loans and these 2-year prepaid nonsense,
Mhm.
and it blows up.
Mhm.
Right? Real estate is supposed to be slow and hard and all of that.
Yeah. So I think for me anyways, having interviewed a lot of guys with units, having, built portfolio myself and everything else, and still being young, I'm in my mid 30s, you're, in your mid 30s. It's just like, we all want to get rich quick. And I
Mhm.
think you can like live a rich lifestyle making good active income.
Mhm.
I mean, that's how we've done it.
Yeah.
right? I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to be like wealthy in 20 years. I want to be like rich today and wealthy tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my mindset. And I would argue that's what you were. I mean, if you're making $600K a year, you were rich for most people. In Fresno, California, where you live?
No, I was in Silicon Valley.
I was going to say, if you
know.
had $600K a year in Fresno, California,
The valley is very different. Invest where you want, live where you want, invest where the numbers make sense. I couldn't buy in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I tried to buy in the Bay Area for a year, nothing cash flows.
Yeah.
Right? There's just some markets that don't cash flow, and no matter how much you put down, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. So I think rule number one that we can all agree on is if rentals work, which actually the only way rentals work is over a long period of time.
Hard to disagree.
We would all agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that too. Okay. Second thing would be, okay, if that's the case, if somebody wants to start getting rentals today, what must happen first?
So today, again, so let's talk 26 versus 25, because I think a lot of people are missing, like that was one thing I took from your guys' conversation, is not appreciating how different 26 will be from 25, right? So I think there's a couple of things we have to acknowledge. First and foremost, 25 was the bottom for transactions. Specifically, August of 25 will be the low.
Yeah.
Right? So again, what does that mean? That means the real estate industry will start transacting more, right? Even if the industry just goes up 7, 8, 9%, it's going to feel better because there's half as many people.
It can't be worse.
It can't be like that. That's the point. 2025 was the bottom, specifically August.
Mm-hmm.
So if we add, let's just do round numbers, 10% transactions, everybody eats more. Because again, the pie gets bigger by 10%, but there's half as many people eating.
Yeah.
So people will start to feel better. And a lot of real estate is feeling in consumer confidence and mortgage brokers. And so again, let's just appreciate that 26 will be better than 25 on a transaction basis.
Yep.
Second, we have a president of the United States who has not only done the big, beautiful bill, which we can talk about in a minute, but also says there's a housing emergency coming up.
Yep.
He's issued at least 3 things that directly impact housing. The most meaningful one thus far is $200 billion in MBS, which took the 30-year mortgage from 617 to 599 last Friday.
Yeah.
That's all about affordability.
100%.
Right? So cheaper debt, more affordable. Affordability today is somewhere between 10 and 15% better than a year ago.
Yeah.
So all of this is going the right direction and more is coming.
Yeah.
Right? So I expect 2 things from him over the next couple of weeks. One, he has to create something for entry-level or first-time buyers. It's going to say in big black letters, first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, I don't know. It could be what Obama did. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
The $8,000 changed the market, at least for a little bit.
It was great.
It could
When
be
I was a realtor in 2010, I remember still selling that.
Yep,
Yeah.
Me too.
right?
Yeah.
So again, he might do a 50-year mortgage, which is only available for 30-year or for first-time home buyers. And also he'll buy the rate down because right now a 50-year would be higher than a 30-year just given term.
Yeah.
Right? There's all kinds of things he can do. That's coming.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Second, I think he's going to do something for builders. He's going to whip builders, beat builders, and say, you guys, stop building 2,300 square foot homes, build 1,100 square foot homes.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had a focus on entry-level housing since 1950.
Because it economically doesn't make sense.
That's why he's going to come in and I don't know what
make
it'll
it
be.
economically.
It's going to make it economically, right?
Yeah.
Because we have to build 1,100 square foot houses.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's like when you just even look at the cost to build, the foundation is the same price, the kitchen's the same price. All those things are fixed prices of building.
Correct.
And it's like, okay, so just to double it and make it a 2-story doesn't really cost much more yet. So like I get why it happens. Yeah, I think there's going to have to be incentives. I mean, the other thing too that just happened was Jerome Powell just came out and he's like, hey, I'm under investigation.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
I did.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good.
and he's just like,
Send him
they're
to
trying to
jail.
bully me.
Yeah,
And we're like,
exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we want to bully you.
Yeah.
Lower the rates.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you guys realize that may have the dramatic opposite effect.
You think he's going to rebel?
No, you guys are missing the point. It's not about Powell, right? Yes, Trump, Powell, that's real. Trump hates him, he vice versa. But there are these people called the bond vigilantes that if they start pricing in that there's not an independent Fed, they will revolt and rates will go higher regardless of what the Fed does.
Yeah.
This is not a good thing. All right, if you guys go and check some of the news wires from the people that are in the know, they're like, dude, like Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, he told Trump that was a mistake. You don't threaten the independence of the Fed because the bond vigilantes who control our rates will revolt. So that was a bad play. And if you listen to Trump, he now says, I didn't know about it. I wasn't in the loop. So I think they're going to walk that one back.
That'll be interesting. We'll have to see how it goes. Here's my thing. I would to take a step back. Okay, the market's different. We all acknowledge that. That's great. We think rates should go lower unless these vigilantes like these Batman bond guys.
Big money guys, yeah.
Yeah. Pull some stuff, right? We would expect rates to go down.
I think that's generally fair, yeah.
Yeah. To me anyways, I think just step one is that if you're going to buy a rental, where all three of us are saying this, you better have your active income right. Like if you are just thinking you're going to build wealth and you can't even pay your bills properly today, you are an idiot.
Yeah, no, don't. If that's you, don't buy a rental. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
This is buying a rental property. Again, even in 2026, you've got to do it right so you don't lose it. The whole key to being wealthy is not losing.
Because if you don't make money, you'll have repairs.
You're going to get
how many repairs do you get a year?
Oh, come on. Yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Damn.
Yeah. But to manage your portfolio right now, you're already building in, I'm going to have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of repairs.
Of course. But I have the reserves.
Have you ever had 7 figures of repairs in a year?
In a year, no.
Yeah.
No, not in a year. No,
So
not even close.
There's at that level, lots of repairs.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah. But again, so again, let's talk 2026. So again, 26 is going to be better than 25.
Yeah.
People need to realize that. We have a president that says focus on entry-level housing. I think we can all agree with that. Rates generally falling down.
Yeah.
There's also going to be an opportunity that I took way advantage of, and you're probably closest to this than any of us here, and that is busted syndications. I'm sure you have lots of friends and other GPs who bought crazy deals with 3-year, fixed debt or variable debt.
Yeah.
And those things are blowing up.
Yeah.
I bought those in 2010, 11, 12, and I plan to buy them again. Right. So again, how do I make most of my cash flow? It's apartment buildings. Right. But with real estate, it's always about when you buy it.
Do you think that you can build wealth with single family then?
Well, again, if you get enough of them, right? Somebody asked me one time what my ideal portfolio was. It's 20 single family homes that are 5 years or old or less. That's my ideal portfolio.
But then at some point they become old.
Well, they do. But again, 20 years down the loan, I'm older and then I can sell them on seller financing or whatever. But yeah. But I mean, if you're looking at my ideal portfolio, it's houses. Apartments, drama, headache, turnover.
You want new build houses.
New build. That's what I said. Yes. 5 years or less. That's the ideal portfolio. And I might get there, right? I have a bunch of stuff that's 100 years old. I'm not like you guys in my mid 30s. I'm in my mid 50s. I might spend 2 or 3 years 1031ing out of houses into new construction.
And then at that point, the only way it makes sense is if they're basically paid off.
Well, they're going to probably be 40 to 50% LTV because again, that's how a 1031 works, right? You take all the equity. I'm saying
you're going to put in so much cash that
it just has to cash flow. I'm not, and again, that's not where most people should start. But again, you're asking what a 55-year-old might do.
Who's built wealth?
Yeah, that's built wealth. So I might be doing that to the tune of 20 units.
And I've heard of people doing that. I mean, look, Cardone has said it forever. He only wants A-class stuff.
Correct.
That's essentially what you're saying.
Yeah, you spend I think a lot of us go through this time frame where we look at the spreadsheets and we tell ourselves C-class stuff is the best.
C-class cash flows more.
It just does. That's what the spreadsheet says, right? Then we learn hard lessons and it doesn't. You really should go for B and all of that. And but when you get closer to exiting like I am, I agree with Cardone. Class A new is the way to go.
Yeah. How are your C-class doing?
Terrible. So this is my opinion. So 2026.
Yeah, go for it.
I believe that the real estate investor business is under attack. I think it's going to be good for interest rates to go down for first-time buyers, but no one here or most people listening to this, they want to buy rental properties. So I believe like the average buyer is going to see more transactions. They're going to see lower interest rates. Trump is going to come out and try to win midterm elections by
no doubt
giving out goodies to, get housing more affordable. But the reality is for real estate investors, the golden days of flipping and wholesaling and buying rentals is gone. Wholesalers have all these, it's true. Wholesalers have all these regulations coming out banning wholesaling. Ohio just came out saying that you need to give a disclosure to a homeowner before they sign a contract saying, hey, you're wholesaling this house, you're selling it below market value. Do you understand that before you could even have them sign a purchase agreement? And they have to have the ability to cancel. All these states are starting to ban wholesaling. Flipping is almost impossible. Buying rentals is going hard, is getting harder and harder and harder. So 2026 is not going to be the best year for real estate investors, in my opinion.
I didn't say best year.
I
said
and I think it's going to be worse than 2025.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah. I think people are going to assume you're just trying to weed out the competition. We're just on a propaganda tour to like get everyone to quit.
No, but Ryan, which part was false?
Well, I mean, a number of parts. No, a number of parts. I mean, like, number one, our contract has literally said that Ohio disclosure thing for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Our contracts literally say, we are paying below market value.
Yeah.
We're going to make a profit.
Yeah.
You acknowledge this.
Exactly.
It's in our it's been there forever. So that changes nothing.
Wrong, because that's your contract.
I know.
That's not every contract.
And I've done
not every
and I've done
wholesaler-
fine. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I already know it ain't going to change anything if you know what you're doing.
I think we've always done the same thing because I've held a license, so we're like, hey, we're investors, we're planning to wholesale, flip, assign this property for a profit, blah, 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 blah. But for the average wholesaler, that's a problem. And it's going to make it easier for realtors to be like, hey, is that person a wholesaler? Hey, did they have you sign a disclosure? Hey, like if they didn't, you
you're
can
giving
XYZ.
realtors too much credit. These guys ain't that smart. They're
not, but if they're smart,
no,
they
they have
do
no
that.
clue. They no way those guys are going to do it. They can't even figure out what an SRPD is. Okay, there ain't no way.
But is wholesaling getting easier or harder legally?
Well,
Overall.
let me ask you a different question.
No, hold on. Answer my question. Is it getting easier?
I have no
or
idea. I don't do it. So
It's getting harder.
Objectively, it is getting harder.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
So this is what I think in terms of 26 and where the world's going and all these things.
Mhm.
I agree with Zuber. I don't think that it can get any worse than last year.
No, 25
I think
is the bottom.
last year was the bottom.
Mhm.
I think you're jaded from
Yeah.
3 years.
just a little. Jeez.
Yeah.
My
No,
God.
I'm just being real.
No, I think next year after you crush it, you'll be like, bro, I can't believe
Hey,
nobody's doing this.
That's
And
what I thought was funny about your conversation. You admitted in 2025, all this bad
It
year.
was my best year. Yeah.
It was your best year.
It was my best year.
I
but
almost
listen,
crashed my car when I heard that. I'm like, this
listen,
mother.
I'm not saying that I'm not going to make 7 figures and I'm not going to
I'm not saying that
buy real estate. I'm just saying for the average person, average investor, not the average home buyer, the average investor, it's getting harder and harder and harder.
Yeah. So
And I'm not average.
You know what I would tell you is that's wrong. I would tell you 2022 was the hardest year. And that was a year you were probably crushing it. Because all of this big money and all the 80,000 wholesalers and every freaking real estate agent was out there. I couldn't find a deal in 2022 because all I did was look at the MLS.
That was my worst year. That was everyone's worst year when they raised
Or
interest rates.
no, the year before that, 21.
2021. Yeah,
Yeah.
2021
the year
was the
that
best.
the year you put a sign in the ground and you had 7 offers.
Yes.
Gosh,
That
Yeah,
was
that
my
great.
worst year.
Tell me more about that.
Bro,
yeah, that
yeah.
was good. I'm getting
let me read
excited.
my old messages. And let me look at my emails.
But this
Let me
is
look at settlement statements.
this is important because you keep whining about the average
Oh, you
investor.
said you're a whiner.
I'm not whining.
Bitching, whining, crying, something.
No, it's a
Put it in
okay.
the comments. Why is the
Okay,
bald
hold on.
guy whining?
No kidding.
Hold on,
But here's the
finish what
deal.
you're saying.
I'm saying 21.
Yes.
Which again, you were both just joking that you were crushing
Yeah.
because it was easy.
Yeah.
You know what? You were spoiled little children.
Yeah.
That is not a normal market. 21 is not normal. 21 was like 05. You couldn't miss.
Yeah.
You would make money just owning the paper. There were people buying condos that weren't built and were selling the contract for $10, $20, $30,000.
Hell yeah.
That was 2021. That fucking is not normal. I
First of
hate
all-
markets like that.
First of all, I started in 2016, so I've seen like a half cycle where it's like dead, interest rates go down, it goes up. I've seen that. I didn't start in 2021, 2020. And I knew that was happening and I took advantage of it. So like there were comments in the last video like these guys made all their money, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you idiot. That's when you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
That's when you're supposed to make money when it's good.
You keep going by the average investor. You two are legends. You're a unicorn. You're an
Thank you.
operator.
Thank you.
I'm the average guy that had a job. 2021.
You're
not average.
No,
That's
no, no.
your
You
problem,
made
Zuber.
600 grand a year. You
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
are not average.
Fair enough.
They all
But
try to be
That's
like-
also a lie.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So,
Yeah.
but again,
Yeah.
just making
For
600
20 years straight.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, as a
While
guy who
houses
was
were 50K.
yeah,
That's true. Zuber's he's kind of being a boomer right now.
but again, think
Bro,
about
back in my day.
think about being somebody who had a job and all you have is access to the MLS.
Uh-huh.
Right? No mailers, no driving for dollars.
Back then it was way easier. There was no, like, everybody was not doing the things they do today.
But no, I'm talking about 21. That
Oh, yeah, in 21.
in
Yeah, yeah.
21.
I thought you were talking 2000.
No, 21. I
Yeah.
couldn't find a deal because I don't have the infrastructure, the teams, the cold callers, all of these things. 21 was the rough year for an average investor.
Okay,
bro.
let's go back. Okay.
That's hold on. Was there more people, Ryan, making money in 21 than 2025?
That we would know, yeah.
But see, you got to remember, you're not normal. Well, you need to open your aperture.
No.
And
I'm
talk
not
to
saying,
like
I'm
real.
not saying
we're
me
talking
and Ryan.
students,
I'm
we're
talking about
talking
there
everyone.
were thousands of people that I knew that were flipping and wholesaling and buying.
Same thing with realtors. Realtors were killing
of course.
it.
Everybody was
lenders
rushing.
were killing it.
Exactly.
21 was like 05, 06. It's all the fast money comes out. All the gurus come out.
Okay,
Money
Zuber,
prints.
let's talk about this. So I think this is the big argument that Davila's making and that I agree with is that, hey, if you're looking to get started in real estate investing, then you need to use our Cash Flow 2.0 system. We give you all the motivated seller leads. We give you software, one-on-one coaching, and everything you need to start your real estate investing business. And we've seen so much success from our students with the system that we are willing to guarantee it. So if you want to learn how it all works and how you can get your first real estate deal today, go on over to wealthyinvestor.com and apply. Someone from our team will get with you and you could have your first deal within a week once you get on this system. So head on over to wealthyinvestor.com and we'll see you there. It is way harder to, even though this year is going to be easier than last year, it is way harder today to build a rental portfolio than it was 10 years ago, than it was 20 years ago. Like when you first got started in 2001, what was the average price of the home?
I don't know, but I remember my first house was 107 grand.
Yeah. That doesn't exist.
And back then too, it did actually make sense in most markets.
It rented for 1,100. But
you could cash flow very well.
Yeah, $200.
Like in Vegas in 2001, I don't know what the price was.
But you could cash flow.
Very similar. Any house you bought, cash flowed.
Yes.
2005, it starts to get overheated. Whatever. Right?
I sold that. This is important. 2001, you can look it up. 1818 Norris Drive East 93703. I buy it for 107. I sell it for 263 3 years later.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It then retrades at 75.
Yep.
Damn.
And then 2010, right? We're back to the same scenario. Things are super cheap. What were you buying houses for in 2010?
My cheapest house was 28 grand.
Exactly, right? So you're killing it then. Every year it gets harder.
Correct.
Would you assume, right? Because prices keep going up.
It was great for 2 years until the day Wall Street showed up, which was
they start buying up everything, right?
They bought everything.
And then prices keep going up every year. Every year. Rates keep going up every year. Then COVID hits and rates go down. But still, prices are like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
You built your portfolio in a completely different environment.
Correct.
The same exact thing that the person's looking at in Fresno is how much today?
Yeah. How much is that house worth?
Probably that house today is 350, 375.
Okay, 375. What's it rent for?
Probably 2,200.
You'll lose your butt.
Yeah,
buying
on a
the
normal
exact same house
of
that you bought.
And how much would you?
And by the way, let me bring to this. You didn't have to buy a good deal back in 2001 or 2010. You could have bought literally any house and it would have cash flowed.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but yes, probably. Yeah.
The amount of houses that cash flowed were
astronomically higher. Yes.
100 times.
Correct.
Minimum.
Fair.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about building a portfolio today versus when you did, or like, cause my friend, dude, I got a friend named Troy Kearns. He's a great dude.
I know Troy.
Yeah. He used to buy at the auctions here in Vegas. I mean, he would tell me about these houses he's buying for crazy prices. And I told Troy one day straight up, I go, bro, I ain't saying you got lucky. Okay. But like you took advantage of your time.
Yeah, that's great.
Kudos to you.
Yes.
Your strategy would not work today.
No.
You can't go to the auction in Las Vegas and go do what you did.
Nope.
You would not win today.
No.
With that strategy.
Nope.
Right? And it's no different than other opportunities that present themselves. You know, it's like I got on social media at the perfect time.
Yep.
Yeah.
My strategy for social media would not work today.
Exactly.
Than what I did then.
Yeah.
Great timing.
Yeah.
I fully admit that.
That's all my argument is.
Yeah.
For the average person walking in, it's like, it's going to be damn near impossible to come in with no experience, buy rentals, slowly build wealth. It just doesn't.
So let's talk. So what?
It's okay. We all acknowledge it's harder today than a decade ago or 20 years ago.
No question.
Yes.
But you could still do it. It's just hard. And I think your point is wholesaling and flipping today is harder than 21.
Exactly.
I don't disagree.
It's
I think
hard.
we're all in agreement. Real estate's just objectively harder.
Yes.
But I think all of business is objectively harder for most people.
Yeah. When you rain $8 trillion down in an economy, it's really easy to peel off little pieces of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think pretty much most business owners did whatever they want. They made money.
Made money.
You're selling watches. You're selling cars. You're selling courses. You're like, people just had disposable income.
Exactly. So what do you think is going to happen in the economy in 2026?
Economy?
Yeah.
I think the economy is going to be a gangbuster. I think there's a very good chance that Q1 and Q2 are 5% GDP growth, and we might hit 6.
Mm.
So I think it'll run this thing hot.
Okay.
Right. I think the
What
consumers
does gangbusters mean? Like, you think
5% GDP for the United States of America.
Got it.
Gangbusters.
Got it.
Right. I think Q1 is going to surprise people because, again, what we learned in COVID is if you give people free money, they spend it.
Yeah.
You guys may know this, right? Q1's this tax return season.
Mm-hmm.
The average American household is going to get $1,000 to $2,000 more than they expect because of the big beautiful bill and tax deduction changes.
Got it.
What does the average American do with an extra $2,000? Do they save it, spend it, invest it?
Pay off debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Right. Dave Ramsey would wish that. But that's all coming. Also, you're going to be able to change your deductions. So every paycheck, you get more money.
Oh, you can do that now?
Absolutely. Withholding. Well, if you're a W-2 employee,
Yeah.
right, you'll be able to change your withholdings. That way you don't get another check in 27.
Mm.
Right. So you'll just go in and change your withholdings. And again, people are going to have more money to spend. Then you take credit cards, to 10%. You take interest
I did
rates
see that. That I like.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to force it. Like, I don't know how these guys be profitable. You're basically saying we're going to cut your profit in half. You made 20%, now you make 10.
Well, that's how they do that is they're going to get rid of the riskiest borrowers. So they're going to cancel credit cards and they're going to lower limits.
Ooh.
That's what's going to happen.
That's actually
that one's kind of I see it as a negative because again,
That's going to hurt the economy when those people can't
retail
spend money.
sales. Yeah, retail sales. So again, it'll be interesting to see if it happens. But again, all of these things play together. But in general, 2026, the economy is going to run hotter. I do think unemployment will be worse, but not terrible. Unemployment last reported 4.5. I think it goes to 5. But why does all that matter?
What's the unemployment they strive for? Do you know?
Well, so when I was in school, which again, I'm a boomer apparently in this conversation, full employment was 6%. It was revised in 2005 to 5%. So 5% is what they call
target.
Full employment. And today we're at 4.5.
Right.
I think we're going to get to 5%. So we're going to get to 5% unemployment. Inflation is going to surprise to the downside.
Yep.
It's been trending down.
It's going to, I mean, if you look at Trueflation today, it's at 1.8.
Yeah.
Right? 1.81, I think.
What is Trueflation?
Trueflation. So the Fed reports CPI, right? Which is a backward-looking survey.
Mm-hmm.
Trueflation takes 30,000 inputs and 7 million points and updates it every day. So it's real time. That's why they call it Trueflation. So instead of having something that's months old,
right,
it's
happening today.
It's happening today. So again, it's the most up-to-date model. And it's again, the Fed wants below 2, we're already there. Why? Shelter. Shelter is the biggest problem. In the latest reading in CPI, shelter was up 3.6%. You guys own rentals.
Yeah.
I own rentals. And rents aren't up 3.6%.
No.
They're flat or down.
Down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So they're down 1% nationally.
Mhm.
So if you just correct for that error, inflation's below 2%. But guess what all that means? Rate cuts are coming.
Yeah.
We are going to get, in my opinion, 4 or 5 rate cuts in 2026.
You think we'll go under 5%?
For mortgage rates you're referring to? No. I think we'll be 5 to 6.
Yeah.
But again, if we go to 5.5, that pulls millions of people off the sidelines. And again, you guys are flippers. One of the things we haven't talked about here is why I think there's a moment if Trump has a release that says first-time home buyer X, right? Credits, interest, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The flippers today should be flipping entry-level housing. You should do everything you can to get entry-level housing, right? What is entry-level housing? The rule I use is take your median home price for wherever you are, cut it in half.
Mm-hmm.
And that's entry-level, right? It's a general rule of thumb. It's not perfect. But that would be the stuff I was flipping. So if you have all these people chomping at the bit and we haven't had entry-level housing, that is a market that will be ripe and very profitable in 26.
What do you think about Trump coming out and banning institutions from buying single family?
I think he's trying to win the midterm elections. I think it is something that Democrats like Elizabeth Warren and the other guy, the old white guy, angry guy, are talking.
Every politician.
Yeah. Bernie Sanders talk about. So I think he's just trying to reach across the aisle. It's a big nothing burger. It'll affect Atlanta and Jacksonville and a couple of markets where they're dominant. Phoenix, perhaps, that's kind of in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But until he says, because all he said, most people miss this, is they cannot buy more. He did not say they must sell.
Yeah.
That's a very subtle thing. So if they just can't buy anymore,
They're not going to sell.
Well,
I mean, he's not going to force them to sell. I was telling you that, Brian.
Yeah.
There ain't no way
there's no chance.
they're forcing these institutions to sell.
Yeah.
No chance.
But if you wanted a crash, that would be the way you would do it. You would go into Atlanta and say, well, 4% of your, because right now institutions own 4% of all the single family homes.
Yeah.
If they were forced to sell that 4% in a year, that would be a catastrophe.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
No.
Yeah.
That's literally what cost 2009.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
My theory is the only way to fix housing is through lending.
The only way to fix housing is to build entry-level housing. It's building.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
how are
lending.
you- how are you
Lending
gonna
just takes
build-
prices higher.
How are they going to build houses?
Well, apparently they
They're
haven't figured it
affordable.
out after 10 years. This is not a new
Exactly.
problem.
I already said this on the last one of our other episodes. The only way this solves is not lending, even building. Like, it's just technology.
Yeah.
It could be tech. Like, I think you brought that up on the episode I saw, right? Tech's going to come out. Well, tech twofold, right? Both there's the tech in construction, 3D construction, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But also self-driving is underappreciated,
Hmm.
right? You talked about between here and state line, I think you said.
Yeah.
Right? All that land,
Yeah.
right? If you could get in a car and just be working for an hour while your car drives you to work,
Who cares?
who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And the land itself costs nothing. As long as the tech to build becomes nothing too, like not nothing,
Half,
but, you know,
half of what it is today.
whatever, like it will happen.
Of
It's just a
course.
matter, it's inevitable.
It's a timing.
It's like Thanos.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you think the
that's
50
the only way it changes. It's literally, there is no possible way because you cannot build, it's like build entry level homes. It's like you can't.
Yeah.
Literally, the tech isn't there
Not
to
yet.
do it cheap enough.
Yeah.
So the only way is
Correct.
you print money to subsidize it. That's we know
you
not
have
a
to
great
give
solution.
carrots. It's a carrot or stick. You have
That's
to-
not a good solution.
not long term. Yeah.
Tech is the only thing that changes this.
Do you think the 50-year mortgage can fix it?
Again, if
Let me re-ask it. Do you think the 50-year mortgage can fix real estate prices?
no, so again, it
What's
depends-
wrong with real estate prices? Like what's
They're
even
too
wrong?
high.
And you think a 50-year mortgage won't increase them?
Well, it's going to fix the problem of it being high by making the houses more affordable.
Only for like 7 seconds. Because again, if you get in early, if you're the first person to get a 50-year mortgage, you win.
Yeah.
But 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year later, when everybody has a 50-year mortgage, prices just reset. You know this, you're in the game. People buy on mortgage payment.
Yeah.
They don't look at the price of the home.
Exactly.
It's the mortgage payment.
Yes.
So for 7 seconds, the rollout of a 50-year mortgage will make pricing look better. And then people will rush in, everybody will get a 50-year mortgage, and then prices will rise to match the payment.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm saying lending will fix the problem.
For
The
7
problem-
seconds.
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
fix it long term. The only thing that fixes it long term is what I said.
You need more inventory. You need to build product cheaper. Technology.
There's no possible way to do it today. With the technology that current exists,
Stick build, no. Yeah.
it will not happen. You can't build fast enough. You can't get permits. It's just too expensive.
You have to really, one of the things that America generally is very good at is innovation. And maybe one thing Trump comes out with is a program to incentivize new housing construction and create some kind of award.
Yeah.
For, hey, all the smartest people in Silicon Valley, stop fighting over AI. Go figure out how to build a house for 50 grand.
That is the most important thing in the world today.
Yeah.
I would argue there is no better benefit to humanity today than people figuring out how to build cheaply.
You know what a crazy downside of that is? If you play that out a couple of years, let's just pretend you're right, Thanos comes and suddenly we're building cheaper homes. You know what happens to all the shit we own?
Goes
Probably
down.
goes down.
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know.
There's not a lot,
Just
but it
I think
probably goes down.
areas will be more in demand because like all these new houses are going to be far
they'll be
out.
farther
Yeah.
out.
And like
Well,
people
even
are
if the
gonna-
new houses are close, like, okay, so I think about where I'm at, Southern Highlands,
Yeah.
right? There's plenty of land right around it.
Yeah.
So it's not,
It's expensive land though. Yes?
I mean, it's close. It's literally the last thing before state line. I
Oh,
mean,
really? Okay.
Before
Wow.
leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you go out and you could be 10 minutes past it and you'll be at cheap land.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So-
relatively close. Okay, got it.
We're not talking like you're in the boonies. Like this
Yeah.
is literally like you could go buy land for nothing.
For Vegas,
Quite
you
close.
are in the boonies, but yeah.
So 10 minutes. I got you.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. It's like, okay, when you get into infill areas where there's literally, they can't build houses anymore or,
Mhm.
in these cheap ones, or they outlaw these cheap homes in these,
Yeah.
Sure.
areas
They're
for the HOAs.
Yeah, you can't do that here.
Yeah. If I want to go live on the golf course, what am I going to do?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it'll be
The price is the price. Everyone
Yeah.
who bought those houses, they ain't giving them up.
Yeah,
'cause-
that's
Yeah.
price elasticity. Yeah.
And if you think about like I was in Louisville for 2 months, like you could still go buy a house for $15K. Like
Yeah.
that's
People
literally-
would
you
move
could
to
buy
the
a
Midwest if they
duplex.
really wanted a cheap house.
Exactly. You could I looked at duplexes for 150. Like a whole
I don't know if you heard. I bought 5 houses in 5 states in 5 months. I could have moved
But-
2,400 square feet.
You guys
for
are wrong.
$12,000.
That's why I'm saying you guys are wrong because it's not about the price of the house. It's about the mortgage payments.
No, I get
Because
that.
if someone wanted a cheap house, they can go move right
No,
now.
but what we're saying now is you get a cheap house in the area you
In the
want.
area you want to live. Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
If
you could go get it,
hypothetically, they could figure that out.
hypothetically, let's say maybe
If
you
they
might
could
not
figure
do
out
this.
the electrical, the plumbing, the
Would you-
wood, the roof.
Hey, if you could get a 2,000 square foot house 10 minutes south of Las Vegas for $50,000, would you do it?
Probably not, honestly. No.
Okay, good. This proves my point about the rich people. They're
Yeah.
not selling their houses for cheap because they want to live in the area.
You know what I would do? I'd
But
buy,
you know
I'd
how
buy
many-
10 rentals though.
You would definitely buy rentals. And you know how many people are going to go buy those houses? Americans? They probably wouldn't even let real estate investors.
Yeah, they
in this
probably
community.
They would probably kick us out.
They wouldn't even let you,
They
right?
probably should.
They're like, bro, it's $50,000.
Zuber, you're the problem guy.
Tiffany, would you buy a brand new house, 2,000 square feet for 50 grand, 10 minutes out of Vegas? Yeah.
Okay, I mean, Tiffany, would you buy a car that was built for $5? Of course, but that's impossible.
It's not impossible.
It is.
Bro,
It's impossible today.
No,
It's impossible today.
bro.
Unless you want to live in a mobile home.
I said this on a different podcast. 20 years ago, Iron Man comes out and you see this thing called Jarvis, and this dude does everything for you. And he's like literally only for the billionaire Tony Stark.
Right.
Everyone has Jarvis today.
Correct.
It's called ChatGPT. It's the exact same thing.
Mhm.
And he's only going to get better. And he's free.
Yeah.
He's for brokies. He's for rich people. He's for everybody.
Yeah.
Technology will be there, and it will be there
It's
in
coming.
20 years or less. Guaranteed.
I'd go.
So you don't think
Yeah.
our houses are screwed then?
No, because I think they're a totally different thing. Why do people buy the pieces of crap in California right by the beach that are the worst houses ever
They
for
are.
millions
Yeah, but
of
what
dollars?
about like the C
It's the
class
land.
in the ghetto?
What?
What about like the properties like C class or like in the ghetto?
I think your Section 8 suck. Yeah. Why would you buy
Tara!
that? Why would you buy that
That's my
piece of
property
crap
manager.
when you could go get
Yeah.
these nice ones?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, when that comes again, the hardest year to be
It becomes
a
like
landlord is
luxury.
06.
And affordability. There is
Yeah.
no,
Middle ground.
yeah.
Okay, so how does someone win in 2026?
Zuber, you're the
Yeah,
optimist.
Zuber,
I
you're
don't
the
wanna
only-
hear this guy. He's like, you can't. It's just you
Yeah.
can't win.
So again,
I think you can, but it's just not
So,
buying rentals.
again, I think 2026, again, I've been doing this 25 years.
Yeah.
25 years. 4 years were hard for me. 05, 06, 20, and 21.
Yeah.
It's because all of the money was rushing off and everybody was having a ball. Those were my hardest years.
So the best years for flippers, you have the hardest time as a rental.
Because I'm just a buy and hold guy.
Exactly.
I can't overpay.
Our times are reversed.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, I know.
inverted.
We made money when you were struggling.
yeah, those were literally the hardest years. I
I would say, but they were the hardest years because you refused to adapt. So
I
like
am just a
during
buy
that
and hold
period,
guy.
I would look at properties and I would say, hey, this doesn't make sense. The comps are 500. They want
That's fair.
400. It's going to break even, but with appreciation, it's going to sell for 550. And I made those bets and they paid off, even though on paper,
But
It didn't make
there's a
sense.
huge difference. You have to adapt because that's your source of active income. It's like him saying, "Oh, I guess I just won't have a job for 2 years."
Yeah.
You had to adapt.
yeah.
He didn't need to. He's like, "Yo, if rentals don't make sense, I'll just chill out. It's
Yeah,
all good."
I'll just bank money.
It's a different situation.
Yeah.
He didn't have to adapt.
Yeah.
It's like, Ryan, why don't you do this thing? I'm like, I don't have to, but
Ex-
somebody else does.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm sorry. How do we get back to, how do we win? in
So back
2026?
to what am I doing in 2026? There's a couple of things that I'm doing. One is, again, one of the things that I saw at the end of 25 is sellers were delisting at record numbers.
Yes.
I believe most of those are going to come back in the spring, but they're going to come back and be more realistic, right? I think a lot of people got stuck on wish pricing. They were listed for 90 days or 6 months. Nothing moved.
Yep.
I think they're going to come back and realize that housing isn't hot, and they're going to be more open to disrespectful offers or seller financing.
Okay.
So I expect the spring market to provide me more opportunities than last year. Because last year, sellers still thought it was 21,
Mhm.
right? They're like, no, my house is worth 500. My neighbor got 500.
Yeah.
I think they're going to come back in the spring and be more realistic. Second, I believe there are lots of tired landlords, like there always are. You guys probably have mail lists full of them.
Mhm.
They're going to be more interested in seller financing because it's not just quick, give me all the cash up front like it was the last couple of years.
Okay.
Seller financing. Second, I am looking to go to builders. Like I'm trying to negotiate right now with Lennar to buy a new build. Because again, what's my ideal portfolio? 20 single family homes,
Mhm.
5 years or less. So I'm executing what I'm saying.
Mm.
So I'll 1031 out of stuff. And then finally, I look to go big probably at the end of the year by buying busted syndications for 40% off, 50% off.
Mm.
That's where the big money is, I think.
Okay, so that's what you're doing as an experienced guy, buy and hold, got capital, got properties, all this stuff.
Yep.
You do anything rental-wise?
Rental-wise, I am just stabilizing my rentals this year. I decided, like, with the amount of stress I have with the baby coming and freaking running my business and doing social media, like,
You got a lot going on.
I got a lot going on. So I need to stabilize my rentals. And then maybe at the end of the year, look at.
Maybe you make $1,000.
Yeah, maybe I might make $1,000, but I do think, like, this year, flipping and wholesaling is like the way to go. That's what I honestly think.
But you got to be very careful. I want to be, because I said that earlier. I think flipping entry level housing is going to be a moneymaker. Assuming sometime in the next 14 days, Trump says first time home buyer program, I would feed that thing hard.
Yeah. I actually disagree with you. So I think
So what's
houses.
Jesus,
Let me know when you agree.
Wrong.
Yeah. Wrong.
No. But look at entry level flips in Vegas.
They're sitting.
They're terrible.
Again, but
The house flipper's telling you, go try to flip entry level houses in Vegas. Why? Because you're competing with new homes. You're competing with the 50 other.
There are a lot of new homes right now that are the same price.
And you could get.
It makes no sense to buy a flip.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And these new homes are giving you incentivized interest rates. You're getting well below market
I see
value
these
rates.
ads on the signs as I'm driving. They're like 2.5% rate.
I know.
I was like, what? I
know. You're
might
like,
be in the
I'll move?
market. Yeah, like what?
For 2% rate.
I'll call.
2100 is not that small.
Yeah.
I get two of them side by side.
Yeah.
Like my kids can bunk.
Yeah.
You just get two of them next door to each other.
Yeah, I'll buy two.
Yeah. No, but seriously, you're competing with new builders who are just giving you every incentive to buy. You're competing with a brand new house.
That's very much a Vegas thing.
Also in Cali. It's the same thing in Cali. Like
How are
these
the new builds in
builders,
Cali? It's the same.
dude, Cali is like, what Cali is 6 months behind Vegas. So like whenever Vegas starts to get slow, it slowly starts to creep into Cali.
Okay.
Usually I thought it's the opposite, but it's actually reversed. So you're competing with new homes. You're competing with every other house flipper that's like, you know what? Let's just go entry level, go median level. You are like scrapping and clawing to try to make $30,000 on a flip. And guess what? The buyer's agents are going to come in. They're going to ask for closing costs. They're going to ask for repairs.
Yeah.
They're asking for crazy commissions.
Yeah.
They want your firstborn. It's just insane. So if
You could have my last.
take the older one. No, but yeah, that's where I just think if you're gonna flip houses, you need to flip A+ properties. So that means they have to have large lots. They have to have something special about that property that's not white shaker cabinets and like quartz countertops. There has to be something specific about that property or unique. That's the property.
And the uniqueness could also just be the price. It's just a very good deal. Because like I know a lot of flippers who did well in 25, and they literally were like, look, we look at the comps and we price under the comps.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you're literally just going to make prices go down.
Exactly.
And they're like, yeah.
10 to 15%.
That's the uniqueness. It's a
exactly
generic run-of-the-mill house, but we're priced $20K less than crappy houses.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, well, clearly I'll buy it.
Yeah, but I want to remind you what I said. I said, if Trump comes out with something for entry-level housing, because again, I say this with experience. I remember what happened when Obama gave $8,000 away.
I think Trump is going to do that. Trump is going to do that, and I do think it's going to help the first-time buyers.
Exactly.
I do think that, and I think it's
he's just saying that. Yeah, the demand last year for entry level sucked. He's saying if this happens,
it's going to double.
Demand is going to go. It'll make it good again.
I pray, hope. I hope to God. Yeah.
So here's my opinion. As far as what I'm going to do, I'm planning to have our best year ever wholesaling, specifically only nationwide. And I mean, we got a great system now. We take on no risk. It's great. I don't know how I'll ever go back to what I used to do. Because, back then, I mean, I would have 50 house flips going on at any given moment. And I did that for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And now we have 50 contracts going on, which is way less headache than 50 construction projects and debt and payments. And so I'm just focused on wholesaling only. And if I ever decide I want to start buying again flip-wise, it would only be in Vegas, and the market would have to be on fire for me to.
So you want to sell into be in that?
Yeah. Right now, like if we ever got back to sub 2 months of inventory, then I would go back.
So that's a marker
right now.
We were at 4 months, 4.5 months, 5 months for the last like 6 months, really.
Yeah.
I was just looking while we were talking. We're still in the 3 to 3.5 months, which is like 3 months is
It's not bad.
yeah. But to get sub 2 would mean we're in like a crazy hot market.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no interest in flipping the other way because I have new skills now. I don't need to do what I used to do.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't flip in Vegas's market today. Like, I think it's totally fine to flip. I just have a different skill set now that I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's where I'm pushing students and everyone to do now. I'm like, look, at Wealthy Investor, we've taught how to flip houses for a long time. But this is what we're doing. And I'm only like, I really just want to teach what we are doing because this is the path I'm going on.
Right.
And we see lots of people doing it. So I'm mainly just focused on wholesaling. I will flip if the market does what you hope it does.
Yeah.
And if it does what you think it's going to do, then I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Right.
Yeah.
As far as rentals go, I've been thinking about this problem a lot recently because, I've been transparent about this, but I had losses carry over from all my house flip losses. So I didn't have to like buy rentals.
Right.
You buy rentals only for depreciation when you're making a lot of income.
Correct.
At least in the first year, right?
Yeah.
So we're all in agreement. Depreciation's like the main first year benefit.
Yes.
And the big, beautiful bill brought that all back.
Yep. Long-term wealth is the long-term benefit.
Yeah.
And then cash flow might happen one day, like in 2 decades.
Yes.
So for me anyways, I'm like, okay, I pretty much have used up most of those things. So now, okay, if I plan to make a lot of money this year, how am I going to offset my taxes? And I'm really kind of debating because I'm like, on one hand, do I buy rentals to try and do that, right? On the other hand, I'm like, do I just eat it?
I know.
And not deal with
The headache.
and
So
forcing myself into deals that I don't really want.
So yeah, this is exactly where I am, right? So again, I'm looking at new construction only. If I'm going to build a new market, I'm not buying 100-year-old homes again. Been there, done that. It's not fun. But you go to Lennar and you buy a 400K house. I'm just going to use round numbers.
Yep.
Right. You do bonus depreciation, accelerated depreciation. You probably write off 80 grand or 20% year one, roughly.
Yep. 100 grand.
Yeah, whatever. 20, 25%. And it's like, okay, well, if I put 20% down or 25% down, I move that over. It's about a wash.
I think for me, I only ever bought rentals. To me, that never made sense. When people do that, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, you can do it, but you're just, I guess, instead of paying the IRS, you're using it as a down payment. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I always only did it to burr. I'm just like, look, I'm going to get private money, so I'll still keep my cash.
Right.
I'm going to refinance, get their money out, and now I have a property for free, plus all the depreciation.
Yeah.
Like, that's always been my mindset. So one of our friends, Ivan, he does Airbnbs in North Carolina. I go, dude, honestly, because his Airbnbs do great. I've seen the pro formas. He actually cash flows.
Whoa.
He lives. Get this.
Yeah.
He lives off of it.
Damn.
I know.
It can't happen.
I've seen
If you run a business, yeah. If you run an Airbnb,
yeah.
If you run an Airbnb business,
Which he does.
Absolutely.
Yep.
If you build pickleball courts and pools,
he does all that,
golf
right?
courses,
You ain't winning an Airbnb just winging it.
Yeah.
Throwing some furniture.
Agreed.
in.
Yeah.
You'll
IKEA
get
furniture,
money.
you're done.
Yeah. So he runs a hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
And I told him, I go, that's for me anyways. I would not buy rentals here in Vegas. They can't cash flow. I'll lose money. I don't really want to go buy big apartment units right now. The market's weird. I just don't want to deal with it. One of my big things I'll buy within the next couple of years is an office space, but we got, a few years left on this. So that's not like a concern right this second. I'm like, what else am I going to buy if I don't buy in Vegas, if I don't want an apartment? What else am I going to get, And the reality is like, I don't want to deal with RV parks. I don't want to deal with any of this crap. I'm like, well, Airbnb is literally the only thing that ever cash flowed in my 15-year career.
Yeah.
It really did. I did great with Airbnb. I talk crap about Airbnb today because it ain't what it was.
Yeah.
But I see guys like him who legitimately are doing great. And I've had other guests on the show who are legitimately doing great. And I'm like, you know what, dude? If you can find enough deals, let's partner. I'll bring all the funding. I'll do this. I'll do that. You find the deals, you manage them, and let's partner.
I would be interested to see if you tested.
And it doesn't make money.
No, if you tested 1 year eating the taxes, like obviously like third quarter, get like a real ballpark of like what's about to happen. If it's better to just eat it and just see what happens. Because that's what I'm thinking about doing. That's why I'm stabilizing my rental properties. I'm dumping money into my rental properties to fix them up, get them good, all that stuff. Maybe refinance, try to pull money out. But
by the way, you know what you should do? I think the best thing for you specifically is you get a retirement account, and you know the type that you get is going to vary. You could talk to Greg or whoever about this, but get a retirement account that you can run your business out of. You can, like, my SEP IRA could do this, and there's different other ones too. And you could wholesale out of your retirement account, tax free.
Interesting.
I know a lot of guys who do that, and so
look into that.
if you wholesale tax free out of that account, now you can't live off of that money. It's all just building in the retirement account.
Yeah.
But you could cherry pick how much income you actually want to make. If you were like, yo,
really good.
I'm gonna, and then here's what you do. Okay, man, these
Is
guys,
this legal?
yeah, if these guys,
but I like where he's going.
man, if you're still listening and you're like, yo, I'm perking up.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments. So this is how it would work. And this is all legal. And then I'm going to be on some reel.
Yeah. It's all legal. That's the reel.
That CPA lady, you know.
So
here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Whatever. I don't know the specific one. I've heard of different ones doing this, and I know because I've done it. So I already know it works, and I've been audited. Okay. You can start a retirement account. Now there's limits to what you can put in it and all that crap. But because of wholesaling, you can actually grow it very fast because the transaction happens like that.
Yeah.
So you'll go into contract with Brian IRA. Let's just use IRA as example. I'm not sure how the 401ks and all this work with it, right? But you go get your $20K assignment fee. Boom. You make it, go straight into your retirement account, never hits you personally. Okay. And depending on if you have a pre-tax retirement or a post-tax, like that'll play a role too.
Yeah.
Right. But let's just say this keeps going in your retirement account and you make $500K in wholesale fees this year. In a normal retirement account, and in many of them, there's limits to what you can contribute.
Correct.
But because you're building income through this LLC that is funded by the retirement account, it grew by $500K. And now all of that, you're not paying taxes on, you shielded it. And then out of that $500K, you can now start doing other things. You could become a private lender. You could transactionally fund your deals. You could buy rental property. You could do whatever you want with that retirement account.
But when can I take it out? And can I pay my employees?
62 or 5.
I don't want to do that crap, bro. I don't want to do that.
No, I know.
Until I'm 60,
I know.
That's old.
That's old, bro.
I know. This is why I say you have to like decide
who's 60?
how much money you need
don't know any
and
60.
how much you don't need. But then there's other rules too with like taking loans.
You got to watch operating expenses.
Like there's
a whole
all
thing.
these different rules. Talk to your CPA. Okay. And they can help you out.
Yeah, I just wonder if I'd be better off just paying the taxes and being like, you know what? That's what Jerry Norton does. That's what a lot of people do. They're just like, you know what?
No, Jerry moved to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, zero.
He did. He lives in Tennessee now, but
he went to Puerto Rico for all those years to not pay taxes.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know if we're done with this segment, but I want to ask you.
By the way, there's lots of trust structures and things too that can
I've heard of
shield
them,
that.
How do you think Trump's economy is going?
The real economy?
Yeah, the real.
I think we're in a K-shaped economy. I don't know that it's much different.
Explain a K-shape for those.
So K-shaped economy, think of a letter K where there's one going up, one going down. So theoretically, think of the top 20% doing really well. Basically, if you own assets, you love Trump. And assets could be housing, stocks, crypto, any of that. But if you rent, you don't own assets, you're the bottom leg of the K not doing really well, which in our economy is about 60, 70, 80% not doing well.
Got it.
I think that's true. Again, I do think that 2026 will be better. A couple of reasons. One, everybody is going to have more income, and that makes things better. Interest rates are going down, which makes everybody better. I think we were finally seeing what's called real wages exceed inflation, which is better.
Do you think that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think real wages are growing, or wages are growing 4%, inflation is 2%.
I guess the chart I look at is like wages to the cost of living gap is so massive.
It is massive.
It's the worst it's ever been.
it's close to the worst it's ever been. 1981 was still the worst, but yes, it's very, very bad.
Yeah.
But if you zoom in today, as I think I said earlier, it's the best it's been in 2 years.
Right. It's been bad.
It's been horrible.
Yeah.
You throw on 9% inflation, that's horrible, and that lingers.
Yeah.
And that's what we had with Biden, right? And it's going to take years for that to get better.
Yeah.
But 26 will be better than 5. 27 will be better than 26. It will probably take until 2030 for affordability to slowly grind to where we were in, 18, 19.
Brian, what do you think of Joe Biden?
I think Joe Biden sucks, but do you think, how would you grade Trump's performance his first year?
Oh, that's a good question. Nobody asked that.
I'm going to re-ask it. How would you grade Trump's performance his first year?
So I think you have to grade Trump with 2-letter grades. There's one for what he's actually done, and then there's the chaos that he creates with his endless tweets or posts or whatever.
Hell yeah.
I think he's actually done pretty well, right?
That's what I said.
Freaking guy in Venezuela talking smack, done, gone.
Iran?
Done. Yeah, done. Stealth
Thank
bomber.
you.
You know, a lot of people talk smack, and he executes.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear like how they got the Venezuela guy? Did you read that
I'm
thing
not sure.
from the security guard?
Oh, I did read that.
Scary.
Bro, that was straight out of a Marvel movie.
It's a Marvel movie.
It's
Yeah.
scary.
Bro, they're like, we saw these drones.
I did.
Yeah.
I read the whole thing. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like 20 dudes hopped out of helicopters. And then there was this sonic boom device.
Yeah.
And we started bleeding out of our nose and we fell to the ground. And there was hundreds of us and everyone was dead
Yeah.
within like an hour.
It's
Mhm.
crazy.
The whole compound was toast and no one died on the American side. I was like,
Dude.
what kind of technology do we, and Trump wants them to know,
Yeah.
yo, I'm going to put out what we just did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like we'll roll up on you with drones.
Yeah.
We'll shoot this supersonic gun that no one knows about.
Mm-hmm.
Your head might explode next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny when people are like, I'm going to have my gun just in case the government. I'm like, bro, you have no shot.
Yeah.
If the government wanted to.
Bro, it was literally like a Marvel movie. I'm like, that sounds like an Iron Man.
There will be a movie made of that.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
How do you think Trump has done his first year in presidency?
I mean, obviously, I voted for Trump. I don't think it's been a good first year, personally, as far as the results. Now, has the foundation been laid for like the next? This is a whole nother point too of like midterms.
Mm-hmm.
I think midterms are stupid. You don't have enough time to execute a plan
Yeah.
because you literally get elected. You have about a year to lay a foundation, and then you have to now appease
Correct.
in year 2 to like win again. And like the whole thing makes no sense. Like a good plan takes 4 years.
Yeah.
So I already hate this whole midterm thing because now it's like you got to kind of like go away from the plan and deviate to go win. And okay, so put all that aside. But no, I mean, I personally haven't really liked the results too much for business. I mean, I think affordability still sucks. Do I think he could have fixed it in year 1? No, but it's still not good for most people. Like I get why people are still upset. I get a lot of people don't want war. I think it's great we took Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great that we're freaking putting people in their place.
Yep.
Other countries, like I love all that. The tariffs, TBD.
Yeah.
Like I
You know
like
what's
that
really
our trade
funny
debt.
about the tariffs? Again, I remember that April washout. Remember stocks went down 20, 25%?
Yeah,
It's
but
supposed to be the end of the world.
I don't think like. Here's my other thing. Everyone looks at like the stock market as the reality of whether the economy's good. I think that's like not at all.
That's fair. Yeah. That's
Like
fair.
the stocks literally only benefit the rich for most
20,
people.
30%. Yeah.
You know, when you look at who owns the stocks, I think I saw the stat, it was like 80 or 90% was like the top 1%. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so the normal everyday person does not care
Correct.
about the stock market. It literally has no impact on their life.
Mhm.
The rich impact when stocks go up, the rich impact when real estate go. Like I get that. So for me anyways, I look at the everyday person and how they're doing and I'm like, they can't buy a house. Nothing has improved in their everyday life.
Gas.
Gas, eggs.
Exactly.
I'm serious.
I know.
Yeah. No, again, you're
Okay,
absolutely
so their
right.
gas and their eggs went down. What else improved in the everyday person's life?
rent's cheaper.
Food, yeah, rents are going.
Again, I think it's tough to do in a year.
Housing
It's
is going down.
My point.
yeah.
Like I like the moves he's making,
Mhm.
but I'm just like, if I was an everyday person and I'm looking at these,
Well, let me ask you a different question. What's one move you think Trump should have made in his first year that he didn't make?
well, I think with he can't really do it, but the interest rates lowering is like the main thing that
Yeah.
I think help people.
But doesn't that just help housing and stock market?
It definitely helps housing, which is the affordability's main issue.
Okay.
I think most people just care about affordability. If I'm the everyday person, I'm like, can
That's
I
fair.
afford my groceries, my rent?
Mhm.
Can I live the American dream like we talked about and buy a home? I can't right now.
Right.
As the average person.
Yeah.
I don't really give a crap about the stock market.
Yeah.
I don't care about Venezuela. I can't eat and like that's the average person's mindset.
Yeah.
And I can't blame them for it.
You use AI in your business today and probably more today than a year ago. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Do you think AI is going to be the great job displacer, or do you think more jobs will be created because of it?
Dude, I don't know. I'm
Say displacer for me, but
I think it will displace in the short term for sure.
Okay.
We're already seeing that, right? I actually just had a bunch of our M19 guys come in, and one of them works at Microsoft, and he's like, I think I'm gonna lose my job.
dang.
And he's high level, and he's
Yeah.
like, you guys see the reports? We're laying off like 10,000 people. Like
Yeah.
I forgot whether it was a quarter or
It was
something.
a big number, yeah.
You know, like per quarter. I'm like, he's like, yeah, dude, I'm like a realist, and he's like, and even like high level people who've been at Microsoft for all this time, they're starting to become concerned.
I got friends in the Valley. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that area. And so it's like, if the smartest people in the world are getting laid off
Mm-hmm.
and they don't even know what they're going to do, because like, it's not a Microsoft thing, it's a tech thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else skill sets do they have?
Mhm.
They spent their whole life becoming engineers and
Yep.
coder and all these things. It's like, yeah, your skill set's literally not needed anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So high level people are dead. Then
Lower level people are dead.
lower level people, task customers are like, okay, that's gone. Then everyone's like, blue collar. It's like, bro, no. Look at these humanoid robots, dude. Like the future is going to be everyone will have a robot in their home, and that robot will do a lot of these tasks. Oh, you got a leaky sink? Go on YouTube, go on chat, learn how to fix a sink. Robot fixes it. That will happen,
Yeah.
guaranteed. Oh, my toilet's what should I do? Oh, I have the answer. Let me go fix it.
Yeah.
You know, the robot will take out trash. The robot will clean the house. Like, now I don't know how soon all this happens, but we can all agree it will happen.
Yep.
So, okay, blue collar stuff also goes to that. And if your robot can't do it, you know what happens? These blue collar companies, they train robots who specialize in that.
Yeah.
And now those jobs go. So like, on one hand, I look at it and I am very scared for humanity. And on the other hand, I look at it and I say, okay, so humans are resilient. What do humans do next? And if you listen to some people, they're optimistic because we always create new things. This is the conclusion I've landed on. I think unfulfilling tasks go away. Like nobody likes freaking fixing plumbing pipes
Mm-hmm.
or doing the roof. You do it to make money.
Correct.
Okay, it's not like a passion thing. I think that more things open up with passion and purpose. I think there's more entertainment. I think there's more live events. I think there's more fun things that people do. I had this realization the other day. I've never heard anyone say this. The closest thing I can think about is when you were a kid. So when you're a kid, money's not an issue for a lot of kids, right? But like you don't think about how can I make money as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You just think about, okay, like I'm a kid. How do I have fun and do fun things? And so like, what were the things that gave you status as a kid? Sports, video games,
Pokemon cards.
like
Mhm.
you just did fun stuff with other kids.
Mm-hmm.
If money no longer becomes an issue because everything is free or cheap or UBI, what are you going to like default to doing? Fun things with you and your peers because you're all on the same playing field. It's not about money anymore. So now it's about companionship, competition, purpose, entertainment. I think that's the future. If we have this optimistic, if we have this both doom and gloom / optimistic world where AI and robots and everything just do everything for us.
Yeah.
If that's the case, things cost nothing. And that's Elon's prediction.
That's Elon's prediction. Yeah.
He thinks things cost nothing, money's
10 or
irrelevant.
20 years. Yeah.
And if you believe that, then it comes down to what I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
What do you think, Zuber?
So I kind of, I lean that direction, but at the end of the day, I'm old enough. Again, I'm the boomer in the room. I remember when the internet was going to replace everybody's job. Right?
True.
Because I remember when you went to Fry's Electronics to buy a disc to load Netscape Navigator.
Fry's out of business now.
It doesn't exist, right? But again, I remember the internet was supposed to displace everybody.
Yeah.
And all it did was create more jobs.
Yeah.
Right, on the net. Now, there were jobs that clearly disappeared,
Yeah.
like don't exist, but on net, more jobs created. So where I come down on AI is I actually think what you guys do, the entrepreneur, there's going to be a lot more solopreneurs because of AI. And more importantly, I think there will be more successful. And by successful, I mean 10, 100, even a billion. I think there will be $1 billion solopreneur
Yeah.
because of AI.
For sure. Yeah. I
So-
believe that.
Yeah. So I think there'll be, back to your conversation that
But then there's no jobs. You
No,
have to
exactly.
become.
Yeah, well, I don't know, entrepreneur job, but I mean, I don't know where the line is of job.
Most people are not self-starting enough.
Yeah.
Okay, we agree with that. Yeah, but I think that becomes a forcing function.
People are forced to become entrepreneurial.
Yeah, and again, to your point, it's around their passion. That's the wrinkle where I agree with, right?
Yeah.
If you like Pokemon cards or you were a great baseball athlete or
Yeah.
whatever, you can go, okay, well, this is what I did and this is what I do and these are my unique
Yeah, like I
things.
think, okay, let's just pretend we're in a utopia,
Okay.
okay? Because I think there's only two paths. If I'm to logically break, or there's three paths. Path number one is Terminator.
Yes.
And the AI just
Yeah,
destroys
it
us
could.
all.
That's one.
Okay?
We agree. That's one.
That's one. Path number two, AI doesn't displace as many jobs as we think. These robots can't do what we think.
Yeah.
So there's just jobs. Like
Yeah,
it's just
it's kind of
whatever,
like
right?
version of today. Yeah.
Ultra optimistic version is no, it actually does take all the labor type jobs that people just do because they have to get done
Mhm.
in society.
Mhm.
Right now, there's no more trash men because these robots
they
pick
just
up
walk
trash.
around,
Like
yeah.
all the labor, non-purposeful work is taken away. But now it's all free because literally you don't have to pay labor,
Yep.
tech, everything is just basically this utopia.
Mhm.
So now everybody's on UBI like Elon thinks, but they have a great life.
Yeah.
Housing is so cheap because we have the technology. Everyone has all the content and entertainment they could ever want. Everyone has food because they figured out how to make food cheap and free and affordable. Everyone has their own custom chat Jarvis
Yeah. Jarvis.
robot
Yeah.
that's doing everything for them in the house. Like they have every need met.
Correct.
So then you become a society of wants.
Mm.
And so the whole economy is based on wants
I like
instead
that.
of needs. And so if that happens, what are the things people want? Status, competition, belonging, community, like-mindedness,
Mhm.
Faith.
faith, purpose. That's what I'm saying. Purpose-filled
Yeah.
thing. Like that is the only thing left that people could do if there's no more labor.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I think we're definitely heading to what Elon's talking about. I just think it's a couple of decades later than he thinks. He's
And at that point,
usually early.
At that point, do you need rental properties?
Exactly.
You don't.
Yeah.
I mean, his whole point is you don't need any of it. He's like,
No, I know.
I think,
I've read.
and this is the richest man in the world.
Mhm.
He's like, I think my wealth kind of like doesn't
matter.
really matter.
Yeah, he's actually telling people not to save. I mean, that's the latest thing I just saw the other day. It's like, don't bother saving. It won't be important in 20 years. I'm like, whoa, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's a wild thing to say.
The richest man in the world. So yeah.
If you take this from the biblical perspective, right, depending on
Yeah.
how you view the end times, it's an interesting thing to think about. Because in the Bible, we believe that Jesus comes back, that the earth becomes heaven on earth, and like it's a similar thing.
Interesting.
But if I was to summarize all of this with the rentals today, now we're like thinking super deep. This is, should I buy a rental in 2046? The answer is probably no.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be a very different.
Yeah.
It'll be very different.
Dude, you're going to start building yours in 26, and then by the time it's supposed to pan out in
Yeah.
2046,
You get screwed.
bro, why did I
Crashes
build
it,
this?
yeah.
I finally was starting to
Yeah.
cash flow. Now they're free.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to live for free.
I do worry about that for sure.
Oh my
I
God.
worry
I
about that.
swear, I'm like, what if in 10 years they do build a $20,000 house and I'm just screwed gonna like freak, bro.
They're like, bro, we don't want your trap house
Yeah.
on Section 8.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's funny.
I'm curious about M19 a little bit. One of the things that when I watch you from afar, and I've called you a unicorn. I think I tagged you on a post one time. It's positive, it's not.
You know, by the way, you're a corporate unicorn to accumulate all those.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. But when I look at what you were doing in education when we first met 3-4 years ago, and then what you're doing today, I think the future is what you're doing with M19 community, in-person, live.
Yeah.
Is that reasonable? Do you see the same thing?
1000%. I've said this live too. It shoots me in the foot for what I currently do, but I just believe it. I think information is worthless.
Yeah, I agree.
And when I say worthless, no, it's great for your life.
Right.
You need information.
But it can't be sold like it used to be.
Yeah, in terms of its tangible value and what people are willing to pay for it. It is just, in my opinion, close to worthless.
Got it.
Chat is way better than me at teaching you. Why you need me to do it, right? Now, if you want me to hold your hand and keep you accountable.
Little structure and blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
like, okay, whatever. That's different because chat can't do that yet. Yet. But when your humanoid robot wakes you up from bed and
thou shalt work out.
that could happen.
Yeah, sure.
That will happen. So anyways, I think information's kind of worthless. I think the future is services, right? And so, now we give leads and coach, all the stuff that you need to run your business. I think that has tons of value.
So before it was the recipe. Let me show you how to cook. Now here's the ingredients.
Yep. We'll give you the ingredients.
And then
the recipe's free.
The recipe's free. Here's a bunch of ingredients.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's like on the real
where
estate
you're
side.
today. Got it.
Now on the M19 side, for sure, I've been thinking about this a lot because I've seen a decline in live events, period. So it's interesting because
it's interesting.
If you go look at any educational live event right now, almost all of them are either shutting down or struggling. And I know this for a fact. I've thrown probably more events than most people in the world. And I can see the numbers. I can see the demand. I can see all of it. And I'm like, okay, so clearly people, once again, they don't want to come to a live event to learn something that they can learn right now for free from their home with chat, with content, without spending money on a hotel, without all that stuff. So the idea of going for a place to go learn something, I don't think, once again, people want.
Okay.
So what do they want if they're going to go travel and all these things? It also goes back to what I think happens with AI in the future too. Experiences, entertainment, purpose, true community, all these things. So it's like at M19, why are all these people joining this golf group? Well, yeah, it's the community and all that. That's amazing, right? We don't have seminars and all this stuff. What's the carrot? The carrot is, well, bro, next week, or actually this week, on Friday, I'm going to Kiowa Island. You ever been to Kiowa Island? No? You want to go with 25 legit people? Where else can I do that? You can't.
You can't. Yeah.
AI will never replace that. And guess what? Golf is a game of unpredictability. There's no information. It's like, bro, we're going to go there. We're going to compete. We're going to have fun. Somebody's going to win the tournament. You're going to meet awesome people. That's what makes sports so awesome is it's unpredictable, right? We were all just talking about the NFL playoffs and everything that happened. Like that's what makes sports great, and it will never go away. That's why YouTube golf is popping off. All these things are popping off, but it's like, in 45 days, we're going to Pinehurst. We already got 20 people going. We only got a few spots left. Then we're going to Pebble Beach. It's already halfway booked. So it's like, it's not even about me. It's this destination with awesome people, and AI will never replicate that. It has nothing to do with a seminar. You're not like going to learn anything new. You're going to hang with amazing people at a destination.
And the thing that I think makes M19 and what could be modeled by others unique is it is self-selecting. Everybody that is going is kind of the like level. It's not, here and here. You got a minimum.
Yeah. Our average, I would guess now we have over 200 members.
That's amazing.
It's about 5 to 10 million a year is what these businesses are doing. So where are you going to go?
Self-select. Yeah, you can't get around 25 other people in your. It's funny. I
have a monopoly.
Yeah,
literally,
it's
you
amazing.
can't do it.
Yeah, it was funny. The one thing that I spoke at Bigger Pockets event this year in Vegas.
Yeah,
and when I got off the stage, more than half the conversations I had were from people saying, "How do I make friends?" And these are adults. It's like, how do I make friends? Because again, they can't find people that are doing the things they want to do. They don't know how to find 20 other $10 million producers.
Yeah.
It really hit me as weird.
And that's the thing too, like that. So that's on a high level business event. So like those people, they do not want to go to my seminars.
Correct.
They're like, bro, what am I going to go?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Be an
Right?
oddball there. Yeah.
So where do those people go right now? They don't want to go to seminars.
Nope.
They're always the highest level person in the room.
Yeah.
Nobody has solved
That problem.
how to get those people all together.
Got it.
I just used golf and destinations as the way to do it.
Yeah.
So then you think about like these bigger pockets. Well, okay, let's not even take the bigger pockets people, but let's talk about people who haven't arrived yet.
Mhm.
So those people don't have money, okay, or they would have arrived.
Mhm.
So they're on a budget. They ain't going on all these massive, like they need to learn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to learn online. It's free. They're going to learn from chat. They're going to learn from content. They're going to learn from this. It's great. So they get their information for free now, which is why I say it's worthless. Now what? They still have the second problem of community, but they can't afford to go and hang out at all these cool places and different things yet
Yeah.
because they haven't arrived. So how do you solve the problem for them? And I think local is how you solve it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what Pace has done a good job at because
Mhm.
he's got all these people and they all meet locally.
Yeah, sure.
And like,
On a
if they
city
ain't got no
tour.
money, it's all good
Yeah.
because they can meet local. They don't have to
Yeah. Fly.
go fly and do all the stuff. So I think that's one way to solve that issue. I think this is why faith-based events and everything matter. You know, like how do churches get all these people together, right? We know that 93% of people who attend church don't give. So they literally go for free. And nothing wrong with that. Well, there are things wrong with that. You should be generous. But long story short, it's local. They can show up every week with like-minded people, you know, go and get what they expect.
Mm.
Like where all this goes in the long run with events and everything else, I think there has to be something that ties everyone together. And it also must fit their level of income.
Correct. Yeah. You have to be able to be around other like-minded, like level individuals.
Yeah.
You can't have that dispersion.
And if you're going to get them to come from so local's easy. Churches, meetups, that's easy to get somebody to come to a local thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? But usually you're going to get lower level people at local free things.
Starters,
That's just
yeah.
the reality of
Yeah.
it. So if you want to go hang around high level people, when you really think about it, there's not many ways to do it.
No, that's why I think M19 is unique. Right?
Yeah.
You have a monopoly right now.
Yeah. Because even like at WealthCon, we would get high level people that came and it was great. But then it just kept dwindling and dwindling
Yeah.
and dwindling. I'm like, huh. So even those high level people now, they're like, yeah, I mean, it's not enough to go hang at a seminar anymore.
Mhm.
That is over.
Okay. All right.
They will still travel and go see people.
Sure, that-
clearly, but we got to be golfing.
Yeah.
We got to go to Mexico and go have a cool time. Like nobody needs any more seminars because if the main thing you're going for is education plus networking, I think that's dead.
Got it.
It has to be experience plus networking because they're already high level.
And then you build big ties and they go together and
I have literally people who have been on every trip so far.
wow. And how many have you had? Just curious.
3.
Okay. Wow.
All
right. That's pretty cool.
So, you know, it's like we got 8. Like there might be people that go on 8.
Damn.
That's pretty awesome.
How was BPCon?
So this is my first bigger pocket. So I guess I went to the first one in Colorado, but that's not really BPCon. It was interesting for a couple of reasons. One, I think Ryan kind of pointed it out. It's lots of people that are interested in getting started. I think that's the vibe that Bigger Pockets is.
Mhm.
I think they run a great event. I mean, it was very well organized. I put on a very small event. I can't imagine how that one was.
Mhm.
Must have had 10, 11 rooms and parallel tracks and all this stuff. So clearly really well organized. Yeah, I thought it was fine.
How many people were there, you think?
Probably 800, 900.
800?
Yeah, 900.
900 people.
Yeah, not quite 1,000, I don't think.
Wow.
You think that's a lot of
That's terrible.
Oh, I don't know.
For the biggest, Bigger Pockets is the biggest for 800. Are you sure?
Not sure of anything, but that's when I looked around. When I looked around the
Holy-
room, that's when I kind of like guesstimated.
Did it look like a WealthCon? Bigger, smaller, same?
Oh, it was a little, probably at least the WealthCon that I spoke at. It was probably 50% bigger than that. The one that I was at, maybe 60%.
I can't remember which one you spoke at.
Yeah.
What month? In year?
Dude, I don't remember. It was 2 years ago, I think.
So you don't think there was thousands of people there?
I don't think so. Not even for the
Wow.
key.
I mean, the WealthCon you've been at would have been 800 to 1,000
Yeah.
probably. So if
Yeah.
you're saying
It's a little bigger than that. Maybe
1,500?
1,000. It
Wow.
wasn't much bigger.
It wasn't much bigger.
Wasn't much. It was bigger, but not much bigger.
I just don't know if we're just
It just goes into what I just said.
I agree with you. I'm trying to agree. Yeah.
yeah. And kind of what I was saying that like I think real estate is just not what it used to be.
Well,
Hopefully it comes back.
No. But this is all events.
This is a guy
Because
yes.
Our boy Grant called in yesterday.
Mhm.
Okay. And, Grant's done with 10X GrowthCon.
Yeah.
Russell's done with, funnel hacking.
Yeah.
And everyone's done. I'm done with WealthCon. Everyone's done with everything. Right. And then I saw Grant even today, giving tickets away for free to different events.
Mhm.
And these are high level events, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
That tells me that demand is low. Okay. And I love Grant.
Yeah.
But even he is not immune to
Mhm.
demand.
Yeah.
Right.
I think demand and just trust. People know.
Well, I do think we're in a trust recession.
Yeah. People are like, I'm going to go here. It's a free ticket, but I'm going to get it pitched. Like,
I'm not buying anything.
exactly.
So they
I'm
go.
going in there like, I'm not buying anything. I'm going to just get information and then I'm going to bounce.
And then we'll get you anyway.
Grant's going to pressure you anyways.
Yeah.
He'll have his guys.
But that's
follow
why
you
the
to
community is
bathroom and make it happen.
That's why the community is important, because that gets around the trust recession. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of people that have been burned the last couple of years.
What do
They
you
spent money.
think, Zuber, is like the biggest opportunity to make money in 2026?
Again, I don't really think that way. I don't think, how can I produce income in 26? I produce what can I build now that becomes big income later.
Yeah.
I think building a personal brand for someone is the most important thing that someone should do. That's something you can't take away with AI. So that's why I feel lucky to build one rental at a time starting in 2018.
Yeah.
So, again, if you love Pokemon cards or baseball or this or that, even if you have a W-2 job, and I tell people all the time, if you're my age, you probably have loved something for 20 years, go create a little business on the side about that, because it won't ever feel like work.
Yeah.
And then by the time you quit your job or you get fired, there's going to be a lot of people fired because of AI.
Yeah.
And if you have something to fall into that you've already started building, it's going to feel a lot better. That's what happened to me when I was 45. I got whacked because I had a fight with my boss and I didn't have anything to fall back on, right? I had all this money in the world. I didn't have any money concerns, but I didn't have a passion, a mission.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm telling everybody, if you're my
So
age,
you ended up working for your passion.
well, I
Once
created,
money problems went away.
well, money problems never existed.
Yeah.
Right. But
I had to, what I had to have, because I'm type A, is I had to feel like I was contributing to the world.
right. That's what I think happens in the future.
I agree.
When everyone's money problems go away.
That's why I think people need to find whatever they're passionate about and start building something slowly on the side.
I wonder if AI pushes more people to religion or pushes them away from religion.
Two. Guaranteed.
Pushes them away?
No, it pushes them to religion.
Mm.
Everyone's purpose is gone. Most people's purpose is in their work every day. If you really look at it, most people has their identity wrapped up in
Amen. That was me. I got the first time in my life I got suicidal
Oh my gosh.
was 2 or 3 weeks after I lost my job
Wow.
because I didn't have a mission and I had no problem with money.
And people don't know that until they reach your point, right? Their identity is all in their work.
Absolutely.
I've seen
right.
it in sports. I've seen it in corporate. I've seen it in personal brands. I've seen it everywhere. And so when everyone's identity is lost because you don't need to work anymore,
Sucks.
you're now confronted with real questions about your existence.
Damn. What do you think?
Again, that's your guys' world. I think
An agnostic view.
I think you either have it or you don't. Religion.
Mm.
And again, that's just an agnostic's opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I think you either have it in your core being that you know something out there is bigger and greater than you, or you don't. I don't think you find
where do
that.
people, if they don't have religion, where do they get hope from? Like if they have no hope, if they think this is all just a random sequence of events, where do they
I
find
think a lot of people have just, again, I can't speak for them because I do think there's something bigger than me out there. I've always thought that. I just don't believe in attendance. I think they just feel like they got one trip around this world and it's over when it's over. The lights turn off.
I think most people don't even think about it.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
I think it's a
They're so worried
trauma
about today.
that they just ignore. And they don't even know it's a trauma. Like I think most people just focus on what's happening today and what's in front of them because it's already hard enough.
It's already
Mm.
They don't even. This is the thing. Most people are so in their own mind about their own problems. They never think about other people. So like for me anyways, not to say I'm just this righteous, just like I'm the advocate for everyone else, but like I naturally have always thought about normal everyday people. So when people ask me, how's Trump doing? I'm like, you asking how it's affecting me or how I think he's doing for the overall world.
Mhm.
And if you ask me for the overall world, I'm putting myself in everyone's shoes and I'm like, he hasn't done anything.
Mm.
For the normal everyday person, their life is no different today than it was a year ago. Gas a little bit down. They can't afford a house. AI's taking their jobs.
Yeah.
It ain't good for them. Now, as business owners, it's great. But I'm like thinking about normal everyday society.
Mhm.
And I just think like most people in normal everyday society are so concerned about putting food on the table and their next paycheck and their next bill and their wife at home and, you know, the problem at school and their kid doing that. Like they ain't got time to worry about eternity.
Yeah.
It's not even on their radar.
Well, I've got a question for you. This is something you said in the interview I saw was you were talking about your kids.
Yeah.
Right. You're basically saying, hey, I'm going to make it work. I make 7 figures. I'll figure it out. I'm good. But I don't want my kids doing real estate.
Yeah.
Essentially, if I paraphrase.
Yeah. Not that I don't want my kids to do real estate. Before I was like, hey, when I was a realtor, I was like, dude, I love this. I'm gonna be a realtor. I'm gonna be a realtor till the day I die.
Mm.
And then I was a real estate investor. I was like, oh, dude, this is awesome. I'm going to be a real estate investor till the day I die or retire. But now I'm looking at the way the market's moving and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to tell my son, hey, you should become a real estate agent or you should start flipping and wholesaling.
How old is he?
My oldest is 15.
Oh, he's getting up there. Okay.
Exactly. So he's about the age where it's like, okay,
Does he have a job?
What is he gonna do? Not yet. No, he just turned 15.
Okay.
So he's at the age where I'm like, okay, what am I gonna tell him to do? I think I'm gonna tell him sales. Let him get sales experience, not like, hey, go learn real estate because I just don't know.
Well, I'll give you something. So
and also too, just so everyone knows, when I'm talking about real estate, I'm not talking about where the puck is currently at.
Of course.
I'm talking about where it's going. Because right now, all of us right now have a successful real estate business here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always talking about where the puck is going. I'm not confident about it.
But my thing is, with everything we talked about for the future, this puck has nothing to do with real estate. It's every job in the world. That's the big
I would
thing.
say most jobs, yeah.
Yeah,
But
like,
I also disagree. Like, I disagree with you on the Trump thing. I think Trump, what he's doing for the market is he's breathing confidence into it. And people psychologically feed off the leader. If he's like, we're doing great, we're doing this, we're doing that, even though it doesn't matter, I think overall it helps the economy.
well, like I said, I think the foundation he's laying looks good. And I hope that here in year 2, the fruit bears from the foundation.
Yes.
But as far as what happened results-wise for the everyday person in year 1, in my opinion, nothing really happened or changed.
Yeah.
For the average person.
Yeah.
But my other point too was that, yeah, in 20 years, we're not talking about does real estate exist. We're talking about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you send them to be an accountant? No. Would you send them to be a surgeon? No. Would you send them to be an Uber driver? No.
Yeah.
Would you send them to be a content creator? I mean, I don't know. AI is going to generate all this
It's
content.
going to be tough.
Would you send them to be a streamer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you send them to be, I would send them to be an athlete. I think there's a huge opportunity being an athlete. That's about the only one I've named so far. Would you send them to be a lawyer? No. Would you send them to be an editor? No. Video person? No. I mean, maybe video.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what else are we? It's not a real estate. I think it's way bigger than real estate when you're thinking that far down the road. This has nothing to do with real estate, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 things on that. So first off, if I had a 15-year-old again, my daughter's 34, so clearly on the other side of this equation, is communication is the most important thing. So I would call that public speaking. My most valuable course in college actually was at a junior college, was Public Speaking 101. That single course made me a millionaire because it took this shy introvert, nobody who would not say a word to anybody into.
That's actually good.
So public speaking, and it doesn't matter if AI is around, you still need to communicate.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's an important thing. And again, communication's both oral and written. I think there's some power there, although AI is doing a lot of the writing now, but I think it's all garbage. But yeah, communication is important. And then sales is very important.
Yeah.
Again, killing what you eat. There's that drive, the quota around your neck, surviving on that's really important. It builds character. So those are.
I think that's
really
a great
good.
answer. Communication is always going to be needed in society. And even if you look thousands of years ago,
Always.
communication was how everything happened, and people get paid and lead. And
Yep.
I like communication. I like that's about it. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but I like following your passions. My point is, I like following your passions.
I agree with that. I think everybody naturally has something that they love.
Like when my kids start to show, hey, I like sports, I like
music, painting, or whatever,
ministry. All those things will be just fine.
Go for it.
Yeah.
AI can't replace those things. My prediction is entertainment is literally all that exists. Well, not all, but it is pretty much the majority of it.
People will pay to go see that. Yeah.
I guess.
Luckily, I'm an entertainer.
I know we're wrapping up soon, but like, what do you think what Trump did in Venezuela is going to affect our economy
Absolutely.
in a good way?
I think it's too early to tell. I would say probably. I mean, for certain. Well, I think, again, when you look at Venezuela, it wasn't so much about the U.S., it was about China and Cuba, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys aren't seeing the map, most of the oil from Venezuela went to Cuba or China. And he basically said, nope, not yours anymore. Now it's ours. So that's going to absolutely destabilize Cuba, probably very quickly.
It's already destabilized.
Right. It's already weak, right?
Yeah.
Now you just take away that. And then you've cut off China, which 80% of the oil went to China.
Oh,
that's going to be painful.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not so much about the U.S., but again, to your point, he's basically having what's called the Monroe Doctrine, where basically North and South America are ours under our purview.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the problem with Venezuela, is because Iran was there, Russia was there, all these people that hate us.
Yeah.
And they're only 45 minutes from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not good.
That was the problem. That's why Venezuela had to go.
Yeah. And what do you think about Trump taking over Greenland?
So first off, I hope he buys it. Versus takes it. I'm being serious. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because if he takes it,
there's a war.
Right?
With who?
Well, it probably with Europe. So there would be death. That'd be bad. Yeah, at least that's my opinion. So my hope is he buys it. And again, it's a strategic buy. Again, when you look at the map,
you just buy a country, bro.
We bought
Louisiana.
Louisiana purchase.
I know, but
it's like, here's my
hundreds of
offer.
years ago.
It'll just
Like,
be a
when's the
big
last
number.
time a country was purchased?
I think Alaska.
No,
No, that wasn't a country.
no, we bought the Virgin Islands. We bought the
Did we?
Yeah, we bought the Virgin Islands from whatever it is, Denmark or whatever that country is.
Oh, we've done business with
Yeah.
Denmark before.
Yeah.
We're good.
Exactly.
done.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
not
it's
doing anything.
It was bought. We bought them.
Someone needs to check. How much did we buy the Virgin Islands
Yeah,
for? Let's
check
see.
it out. Let's.
Hey,
Okay, so
Chad,
what were
how
you
much did we
saying?
buy the Virgin Islands for and when? Hold on. Let's get this answer from chat.
In Alaska, right? Didn't we buy Alaska?
We did buy it from Denmark, dude. We've got
See, we have a
Okay,
track
Yeah,
record,
great history.
it was over 100 years ago.
but it's been done.
25 million. Back
So
in
what's
1917.
So what is 25
in
million?
gold.
What is
They paid
25
him
million
gold.
today? Like if you use
What's that in
Today.
today's dollars?
it's got to be 400 million.
At least 1 billion.
So there you go.
No, we're gonna be. It's just,
Okay.
Doctor.
I thought that was the answer.
600-ish.
Yeah.
million.
So again, Virgin Islands is
That's
this
cheap.
big. Greenland's this big. So
Yeah.
it's $1 trillion purchase.
Yeah.
So they're gonna come up 100 years. Like, yo,
So is that
remember?
gonna be good for us?
Yeah, because again, it's a strategic, and more importantly, you guys got to watch the chessboard. Greenland is full of rare earths. Now, again, rare earths aren't rare; it's the production of rare earths, and this is where China has us by the balls. Is they have all these rare earth manufacturers that it's impossible to build cell phones and cars, and all these
Silver and all the stuff.
all that
they
shit.
got. Yeah.
It's all in Greenland, and if we get the largest, whatever we've kind of checkmated China.
How many
Hell yeah.
rental properties do you
How
think
many
we could
rental
put on
properties do
Greenland?
we need to buy?
I think Greenland only's got like
Yeah. How much depreciation
Yeah.
does that get?
Yeah.
Greenland's just land. It gets zero.
yeah, land is not depreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not for depreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
But again, you can start up mines and capital. But again, that's
Yeah.
the play.
We could get the oil and tax. You know,
because when you look at
oil
where
and gas.
Russia sends its submarines, it's all up north, and they pass right by Greenland, and that's where we always lose them. So again, this is all about playing strategic.
So Trump is doing good.
He's playing moves that most people don't understand.
Yeah.
But this is my problem with the midterms because once again,
It takes time.
like we won't know how this plays out, and if Republicans lose, the whole plan won't do
He's
anything.
a lame duck.
Yeah.
Nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. So like,
Yeah.
it's
When's midterms?
November this
You gotta
year.
vote.
we gotta vote.
I've never voted in midterms that I am this year.
Yeah, you better vote.
Yeah. So I mean,
Are you more optimistic about 26 than 25?
Way more optimistic. I think 26 is going to be a great year.
I agree.
Yeah, my co-host, he's a loser. But yeah.
I just think he's got... It was so good for so long. And it's really funny to me.
No, he's just a fearful guy. He's always been this way.
Let's just call it what it is. He's always been this way.
He's always been this way.
This is the problem.
Agree.
Here's the problem. You guys are two rich young men. That's the reality. For the average American, it's not going to be good. For, like you said, the K shape, guess what? You guys are the top of the K. The bottom K is getting harder and harder and harder. And I'm not including myself at the bottom. I'm just being realistic on what I'm
You know what's
seeing
really
happen.
funny?
What?
The path to getting wealth has never changed in 100 years. It's the same as it was today as it was 100 years ago.
Which is?
You have to find a way to create or grow discretionary income.
Yep.
Cut expenses, raise income. We've talked about this. Until you have discretionary income, you can't invest. Discretionary income becomes assets. Then you have to become an elite investor. Most people don't become elite at something. Right? They do a little bit of this and they dabble in that and they do this and they do that, but you got to become elite. I chose to become elite in Fresno, California, right? Very focused, never changed. And then you got to do it for a decade.
Yeah.
It's no different. And the people that say it's hard today, it's always freaking hard. It's just hard for different reasons.
My opinion is people build wealth when they hit the right thing at the right time. And the problem with real estate is you did it and that's great. I wish I would have done what you did. You hit real estate at the right time
That's
with
not
a
fair.
right
I
amount of
for 10 years before that time came around. I started in 01. It was hard in 01. It was hard
but you
in
took
02.
advantage, but you took
I
advantage
did
when
the
it was
work,
good.
man.
I know. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you do that same work right now, you don't have the same
The results different.
Exactly.
That's 100%
It's
true.
the right. I went to Alex Hermosi's event. We paid like 10 grand to go. And it was crazy. And he was like, he said every billionaire or ultra wealthy person that he met said that they found an opportunity for a small amount of time,
Small window.
and they milked the crap out of it, and then they sold or got out, or that opportunity vanished.
Sure.
And I'm just saying that real estate opportunity that you took advantage of doesn't exist for the people getting into real estate right now. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's what I told Troy too. I go, bro, it's not like you didn't work hard.
Yeah.
You didn't do, like, you caught the perfect opportunity to go all in at this one thing.
Yep.
That opportunity's gone today.
It's the people that got rich off of Bitcoin. They're like, I was buying Bitcoin when it was 27 cents, blah, blah. Yeah. And then you're telling people to buy Bitcoin now. It doesn't translate.
Yeah.
It's the same asset, but a different time. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I think Zuber's point is you can still buy rentals today. And yeah, it's going to be way harder today than it was then, but you can still do it and still have success. Would you agree?
Yeah. And again, there's lots of ways. Again, I'm never telling anybody it's easy. I'm not talking about replacing income. Again, getting wealthy was where I think most people should do. It takes a decade and it's hard work. And the first 5 years suck and you have all these mistakes and the little drip of cash flow doesn't become a stream until year 5 or year 7. It just takes fucking time.
Yeah. I think back to, Bitcoin's a good example. Okay. Real estate in 2010, perfect example.
Fair enough.
Right.
There you go.
Tesla, all these things.
I think even like these Airbnbs and stuff.
Yeah.
They have a season. Yeah.
Back
Exactly.
then when I started, it was great. Right.
Exactly.
Perfect time. Social media, perfect timing. Like I really think with what I'm building at M19, perfect
you're right.
timing.
Yeah. It's
Like I think, to your point, I'm gonna just run it.
Yeah.
Run everything I got. Like, why are you golfing so much? Because I know I need to like do this right now
Exactly.
at this time.
Yep.
Before whatever happens.
Yep. And in 2020 and 2021, I was in Ryan's coaching program. And I remember when interest rates went down, we were all on a Zoom call. Remember when I
said
and he
this?
came on and he was like, guys, you have to buy right now. You have to do it. And at that time, I was scared. I was like, well, COVID's going to kill everyone and blah, 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 blah.
And this was right when COVID shut everyone down.
Yep.
So the stock
Everybody
market
was scared.
crashed.
everybody freaked out.
Everybody freaked
Good for
out.
you.
Yeah, I remember I was looking at the stock market on my birthday, March 23rd. I'm like, it's so down.
Way down. Yeah.
And anyways, so Ryan came on there. He was like, guys, you have to buy. And guess what? I did. And just like I said earlier in this podcast, I was looking at things. I'm like, on paper, this doesn't make sense. But because interest rates are at 0 or 2%, I guess this will make sense. And we made a bunch of money. And guess what? If you do the same play right now, guess what, guy? You go bankrupt. It doesn't work.
It's a different.
That's my whole point.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say at that time, those who
That
did
took
it made a lot
courage
of
though. That was a good call.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
when I started doing social media, I told them all the same thing again.
Yeah.
I go, this TikTok thing, this Reels thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing it.
Yeah.
You guys better do it.
Yeah.
And
So people just need to pay attention to what's going to work. Something.
Just follow Ryan.
No,
Just copy Ryan.
no, I mean,
No,
I've
I
been
think
wrong too.
I think
But
something-
I take a lot of at bats.
Yeah.
Just take a lot of swings.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I'll see 10 trends. I will try all 10.
yeah, that's fair.
I will. And I'll be like, you know what? To your point, you only need a couple of them to work out.
Yeah.
But my hit rate's better than a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And I guess my point is, like, in 2026, I am very optimistic that there's going to be an opportunity for sure. There's
sure.
always a random thing that comes in and everyone jumps on it. Some people get super ultra rich from it. And then some people dabble or they kind of look at it and then they jump in
Well,
too late.
that's the thing that bugs me about this conversation. It seems like you're always wanting to get that momentum play, right? The fat.
That's how you get wealthy.
Again, I just talked to the
you got wealthy
grinders.
slow. You're talking to a guy who got wealthy slow.
I got wealthy really slow.
And you want it fast.
I didn't feel wealthy for 15 years.
Hey, Ray Kroc didn't get, what was his first McDonald's when he was like 50-something years old?
KFC was 67 when he created it.
Yeah, but getting wealthy in 10 years is pretty quick. I don't think
Well, it doesn't sound like it the way you're talking.
Well,
I've been in real estate for 10
It took him
years.
20 years to get wealthy.
How long did it take you to get wealthy?
Split the difference, 15.
15. Okay.
15 years of doing the same thing. He went to
Same-
corporate America every day.
Every
He
day.
bought a rental.
Yep.
And he rinsed and repeated for
15
years.
Yeah.
It never varied. Again, that's my point about
Bro,
focus.
and you are doing the same thing. It's just you're not 55.
Yeah.
And you start and stop. And you do this and this and that and this and that
You
and
buy
this and
your
that.
house. You mentioned you paid it off already. You got 30 properties. Like, you're further ahead than he was at that same exact time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I
It's
agree.
just you don't have 2 more decades of doing it.
I agree. I'm not saying that it didn't work. I'm just saying I took advantage of it when it's good. I'm saying again, in the future, I don't think this is going to be
That
the
is
play.
such crap.
There will be a new
There'll be
thing, right? Like, here's going to be the new thing, right? They're going to start 3D printing homes and
Oh
nobody's
my
going to take advantage.
Yeah.
Guys like me are going to be like, bro,
I'll buy the machine.
let's do it. I want to own that company. I want to buy land. I'm going to print 3D homes.
I don't care if it
I'm
costs
going
$1
to make a
million.
killing
I want-
until
yeah.
people realize this is the thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to stack. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what will happen. There will be
Yeah.
something.
I know.
Like
there
that.
is going to be something
That's
like
with
that.
Airbnb.
Yes.
That's with
and I think
whatever.
Yeah, but that's
If any-
another difference, right? Again, I did buy and hold rentals for 15 years in one market. You've done Airbnb and you've done Section 8 rentals and you did this and then you did that. And
I
then you did
guess
this.
I guess to your point, there's no trendy rental thing right
No,
now.
there
this
never
year.
had. There's never.
No, but there has been.
there has been, dude.
There has
when
been.
they
Buy
lower
and
interest
hold-
rates
well,
to 3%.
in 2000. Okay. Okay.
There were
I agree
4
with
years.
this.
It was very.
Well, so in the 15 years I've been an investor, in 2010, if you just went to the auctions and bought literally anything, you
Yeah,
killed
made
it.
money.
Killed it.
Right?
Killed
You
it.
did that for years. You killed it.
But again, I did that.
I know.
In 2010, everybody was scared. So
I
there's
know.
only a few people that were brave enough.
But there was clearly
In
this
hindsight-
massive opportunity.
Yes.
Huge.
Right?
Yes.
Then in 2015, there's this massive opportunity with Airbnb.
Agreed.
Nobody's doing it.
Correct.
Those who did it for the next 5, 6 years, they killed it, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct.
Then in 2020, there's this massive opportunity with low rates.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
you could just finance anything at those rates. You're going to do pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And appreciate.
Agreed.
What we're all saying is that here in 26, there is none of those opportunities
Yeah.
right now.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
No wind at your back. Yes.
that is
Grinding.
just like, bro,
Yeah.
this is the thing.
You
Like,
got to ride it.
We
yeah,
agree.
like go all in.
Yeah.
This thing's going to crush.
I think that's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I hope people listening to this, that's all I want them to hear from me is like, you have to look for that thing because that's where all these wealthy people made money while it was hot. They came in, they freaking ran it up as much as they could. And then they get so big that it's easier to grow and it's easier
To be fair, Zuber did
withstand.
do that in 2010
Exactly.
because you built the majority of your wealth from 2010 to 2015. Would you
Correct.
agree?
Yeah. Certainly assets.
You ran it up.
You ran it up at a perfect time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was my season.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I
Got a
ran it up
perfect
on
storm.
I ran it up on social media and education the last 5 years.
Yep.
Like, it was great. I don't think it's the same
No. Yeah.
going forward, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think we can all agree on that. But if I'm somebody at the end of this and I'm like, yo, I still don't know what to do, like that all sounds like as far as make active income.
Yeah.
We all agree on that.
Yep.
There is no bulletproof rental strategy, clearly. So whatever you're going to do, freaking do whatever. Buy a Section 8, buy an Airbnb, buy a single family, buy an apartment. Like none of them are like,
just focus.
yeah, none of them are the thing right now.
That's fair. Okay.
100%. Do flipping and wholesaling. Go to wealthyinvestor.com.
That's the thing. Bro, finally. You said it. Yeah, that's the thing.
That's funny.
Anyways, guys, hey, follow Zuber, one rental at a time, YouTube. I like getting all these points of view. If you guys are liking the new format of the show with lots of disagreements and randomness, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next one. Peace.